because there's not really any room for error. There isn't really a majority where you can have some people. It'll probably look a little bit like the big beautiful bill. It'll probably look a little bit like what we saw develop in May, through June. And I think very strongly that Donald Trump is going to make or break his presidency based on what happens with these appropriations.
Really?
Yes. Because if he can't, he's going to have to get spending cut. He's going to have to, a lot of it has to do with the Supreme Court. Will the Supreme Court rule on tariffs soon? We're going to ask Hans von Spakovsky about that. What happens to all that tariff revenue? The president's talking about slapping some of that tariff revenue onto your tax return, $2,000 checks. There's a part of me who thinks he's trying to get it out the door in the hands of the American people so that the American people are like, you better frickin' make that be okay, Congress. Because if Congress passes it, it's okay.
Right. Yeah, it's not as if he can't tariff if they get on board.
The question is who has the power to do it.
Right. And he absolutely is playing chess here by saying, well...
It's a smart move. If it's good for the American people, then the American people can support it, and that's how things happen. You put it into law. And if the Supreme Court determines that Donald Trump in the executive office doesn't have the right to do this, what happens next? But we talked yesterday about the tax refunds that people will likely be receiving come next year once you file your taxes, and that's where you're supposed to see those increased wages. I think we're having some trouble with the YouTube. I'm going to work on fixing it right now, but our YouTube poll, if it's not up right now, I'll get it up shortly. Do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? Do you?
I can't think of a president that's ever understood it more. We're talking about a president that comes not from politics. He had never served in any political office before becoming the president of the United States. He had been entirely in the private sector. So this guy understands affordability more than anybody. He knows how to spend money. He knows how to do it wisely. He knows how to get deals and negotiate for better deals. And now he's doing that in the public sector, and that's one of the reasons he got elected. I would say that this is like a slam dunk poll for Trump. This is his area right here, knowing what's affordable and what's not for America.
Do you think the president understands? Okay. Would you say that there is one of the options I have on here? The question is if you think President Trump gets it. Yes or no. But I also threw up there's no affordability issue. Because I always like, in an argument, I think just a little bit of background on how I navigate arguments that might exist in politics most of the time. There's always a premise that somebody will throw something out there to you and you're like, that's outrageous. What are you talking about? Well, that's because in order to argue something, you almost have to accept a premise that you completely disagree with. You're like, that's not at all how I see it. And if you don't agree with the premise and then someone's like, well, why would you want it to be this way? Like, you have to dispel the premise first before you can actually argue your point on one side or the other. The YouTube Live is up now, and the poll is up now. So get in there and vote and let us know how you feel about this. Do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issue Americans are facing, yes or no, or there's no affordability issue? President Trump, the whole point of what he's been doing is to be America first. And to be America first has to be Americans first. It's very agitating. It's worse than agitating. It's very infuriating that we're having this big conversation now about an affordability crisis that wasn't Donald Trump's manifestation. The only way that I would put the affordability crisis on Donald Trump as part of the reason why this took place is maybe because he had his hand in the first stimulus checks that went out during COVID.
Yeah, it's COVID that killed him as far as making the argument. But if you think about his first term, he came into an economy that had been pretty slowly rising over the span of Obama's two terms. And so he came into a time when people said, we really are kind of due for a shutdown because Obama had 8 straight years of very slow growth. And then Trump came in and just accelerated everything. I think back to the price of bananas during his first term, like 17 cents. Like, it's crazy.
When President Trump implemented the stimulus checks, that was a very counterintuitive way of implementing economic policy for the American people. It's not conservative to look at checks from the government going out to people to save their butts. But it was an entirely different time. I'm not talking about the economic policy of President Trump's whole first term. I'm talking specifically about the stimulus checks that were really on his way out. In the midst of all of the sabotaging that the left and the media hand in hand have tried to thrust upon Donald Trump. The COVID shots are the best possible example because at the vice presidential debate in 2020, Kamala Harris was anti-vaccine. And she said, if President Trump tells us to get the shot, I'm not doing it. That was Kamala Harris's take on the shot. And then now, like, it's like taking communion if you want to go get the COVID vaccine. It is a religious experience for some people. It's incredibly bizarre. But in the midst of all of this, while the president at the time, Donald Trump, was making difficult decisions at a very difficult time where we did not have information. It is a different understanding when it comes to COVID. What we were experiencing in March, in April, in May, in June, in July, that was a different time than those very months the next year. We started to understand things a little bit more. We started to, fortunately, get our freedoms back a little bit more. But President Trump made a non-fiscally conservative decision to provide stimulus checks to people that flies in the face of an America First, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, which is what a lot of lefties will say in a pejorative way towards conservatives. Donald Trump made a decision in a crisis that would look a whole hell of a lot different if he would have won that second term in 2020. The course of where stimulus checks, if people want to put the high prices of everything, if people want to blame Trump for that, they took a nap for 4 years while Joe Biden was the president and did everything he could to jack the prices up of everything, starting with his first executive action in the way he highly regulated our energy system. Everything goes up when it costs a lot more money to fuel commerce. Donald Trump engages in a stimulus plan, and Joe Biden takes that and says, hold my beer, or whatever it is he drinks, warm milk at night with an ice cream. That mentality of a bailout for the American people who were told they were not allowed to go to work. Then that got picked up and said, you need to stay at home. You're still not going to work, and we're still going to give you money. Oh, and we're going to give you everything you need, but we're going to tax the hell out of you while we're doing it. So all that free socialistic stuff you're going to be supplied in New York City now, you're going to pay for all of that. You're just going to give the government your money by way of increased taxes for the opportunity to tell Mayor Mamdani thank you when he provides you the things that he determines that you need. That's crazy. That's un-American. And if Donald Trump would have won in 2020, or if he would have actually, been the president in 2020, if Joe Biden never would have made it, the whole idea of stimulus checks and everything that the left decided to do and take in a completely irresponsible, far left progressive, socialist turn, that stuff wouldn't have happened the way it did. And we wouldn't be where we are right now with things costing so gosh darn much. When you go to the grocery store, if you want to take a vacation, everything is high. You need to get a service repair at your home on a household item that you can't live without, needs to be repaired, needs to be replaced. I think these are the most shocking things because it's not like you buy a refrigerator every year. But now when you go to buy a refrigerator, because the one you've had for, how long refrigerators last these days, now you got to replace it. And the last time you bought a refrigerator compared to the amount it costs to buy a refrigerator right now, it's mind-blowing how much things have become more expensive. The affordability issue that Americans have right now, and I certainly feel it in my family. We're a family of 6. Every time we go to the grocery store, if we go out to eat or whatever it is, it's unbelievable how expensive things are right now. There's absolutely an affordability crisis. But if you look at what Donald Trump is trying to do with the economy, you have to also understand that the effect that we're going to feel, it's not going to be instantaneous. These things don't just change overnight. Prices aren't going to plummet overnight. Gas prices are down a little bit. I think egg prices are down a little bit. But it's not enough, and it's not across the board. Does the president understand what Americans like you right now are experiencing when you've got to put food in your pantry? You've got to pay your electric bills. Does he get it? That's the question we're asking you. We're going to keep talking about it throughout the course of the show. Hans von Spakovsky is going to be with us when we come back, and I'm going to ask Hans about the tariff Supreme Court situation, because a lot of what President Trump's economic policy, the success that it can have, hangs in the balance with the Supreme Court and their determination as to whether he can continue to do the things that he's doing with those tariffs across the world. Let's talk to Hans von Spakovsky next. Don't go away. Home Shield Foundation Repairs.com. If you have a basement that has water issues, you need to call Matt Hayes. And you can call him right away. Get on his calendar. Get it taken care of, that look that you need to have done at your basement so that you can assess what kind of damage you're looking at. Maybe it's not as bad as you think. It's also possible it's way worse than you think, and you might have an incredibly immediate and costly repair right around the corner if you don't do something right now. Which one is it? I don't know. I'm not an expert, but Matt Hayes at Home Shield Foundation Repair certainly is. With decades of experience of waterproofing basements across the bi-state region, you need to give him a call. You can trust him. Reach out to him at 314-227-9636. That's 314-227-9636. Home Shield Foundation Repair offers a whole host of foundation services, but especially for you and that basement that is experiencing moisture, water, damage, you need Home Shield Foundation Repair. 314-227-9636, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
This is attorney Todd Nissenholtz of Kaufman Townsley. We know the loss and the cost of an accident. Because when an insurance company offers a lowball settlement, we go to war for you and take the fight to the insurance company. Call 314-500-5000.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
After I came home from Iraq, I could still hear the booms. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
Thanks to DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
Family-focused, faith-filled, always on point. It's the Annie Fry Show.
I hear a lot about sinners. Don't think that I'll be a saint, but I might go down to the river, 'Cause the way that the sky opens up when we touch it, it's making me
The president has the authority to do this under his executive authority. John Sauer is my Solicitor General. He is more than prepared. We feel very confident. And this is the most important case in front of the Supreme Court. John Sauer will do a great job. Not only is this about national security, but also our economic security around the world. President Trump just secured one of the greatest trade deals in the history of our country with Asia and other countries. And he has to be able to do that to protect America. And he firmly has the right to do that under the law. John Sauer is going to do a great job. The hearing starts in about an hour. It's probably going to go 3 to 4 hours today. And we're looking forward to it. We're very much looking forward to presenting our case. Scott Bessent will be in there watching, and I believe Jamison Greer also.
Yeah. So that's the Attorney General Pam Bondi. That's about a week ago where she was talking with Fox and Friends about John Sauer, who would be arguing the case for the Trump administration's ability to tariff. And while we're looking at government being reopened, and now they're going to have to talk about how they're going to fund everything, and they're going to have to come to an agreement. Good luck with that between the Republicans and the Democrats. There's a huge, huge economic question hanging over this administration and their economic policy based on their tariff strategy. Let's talk to an expert about that. Hans von Spakovsky joins us once again, the senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation, a DOJ lawyer as well. Hans, welcome back to the show. It's always great to have you with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
So that clip was about a week old, and she was talking about how Sauer was going to be arguing in front of the Supreme Court. That obviously has happened now. Can you tell us what is the question that is before the Supreme Court about tariffs? What is it that they need to decide on?
The president acted under this 1977 statute. That statute says that if the United States faces extraordinary and unusual circumstances or threats to the national security of the U.S. or its economy, then the president, from a particular country, then the president, if he declares an emergency, is able to regulate the import and export of goods from those foreign countries. So there were the two issues before the court. One is was the president correct when he said we are facing an economic emergency because the trade deficit is so huge, and are we facing an emergency because of the importation of fentanyl into the U.S. And the reason I mention that is because, remember, the president basically imposed two kinds of tariffs. He imposed tariffs all over the world to try to fix that trade deficit, but then he imposed a second set of tariffs against Mexico, Canada, China, because he says they are not doing what's needed to prevent fentanyl from being smuggled in the U.S. So a key issue is, did he properly exercise his authority to declare a national emergency? But then the second issue is, let's assume that's true. It is a national emergency. The argument that was being made by the challengers was the word tariff is not included in this statute, so he can't impose tariffs. Whereas John Sauer, who did do a very good job arguing the case for the government, he said, look, the language says the president can regulate the importation or exportation of goods, and tariffs have always been a standard way that you regulate the importation of goods. So that's the issue before the court.
So, Hans, in your constitutional expertise, do you feel as though that is a solid argument for President Trump to implement the tariff strategy that he has?
I think it is a solid argument. Whether it convinces the justices, I don't know. Many of them, and a lot of reporters said that they asked some questions that indicated they were kind of skeptical of the government saying the president had that much authority. On the other hand, you had Amy Coney Barrett saying to the lawyer for the challengers here, in essence, they basically acknowledged that language would allow the president to totally ban the importation of goods from a particular country that is posing a national security threat to us. So she said, wait a minute, you're saying the president can totally ban a product and yet he can't take the lesser step of just putting a tariff on their products? And the lawyer for the challengers, that he didn't have a very good response to that.
Yeah, it does seem like the feedback from the legal experts in the media, they don't feel like it's a slam dunk for President Trump at all. And, a lot of questions arise if he's been found to not be able to do this. There's a few dollars that have been taken in the process of collecting these tariffs so far. What happens with all of that?
Well, that would be very complicated. If the Supreme Court came back and said the president didn't have the power to impose these tariffs, oh my gosh, the Treasury Department trying to figure out how to return the billions of dollars that have been raised in tariffs, that would be extremely difficult. And it would be made even more difficult if, remember, the president, a week ago, was talking about potentially sending a $2,000 bonus to Americans all over the country from these tariff funds. If he actually got that done before the Supreme Court issued a decision and the decision was against him, you're not going to be able to get that money back from millions of Americans all over the country.
Is there legal standing for other countries that have paid these tariffs after the fact, should the Supreme Court rule against President Trump, to sue for that money back?
Boy, that is an interesting question. And so far, I don't really know the answer to that. And I don't think anybody has brought that issue up in this court case. The only thing they were arguing about was, did the president have the power to take these steps under these statutes?
Seems really, really messy, Hans.
It is. No, it is. It is messy. But as you said at the beginning, this has huge implications for not just our economy, but the foreign policy power and authority of the president. Because remember, he's been using this not just for economic purposes, but he's also been using it, for example, again, he has said to countries that don't want to take their illegal aliens back, oh, yeah? Well, then I'm going to impose a tariff on you.
Yeah. Is it possible that I always feel like that we're waiting to hear if Trump, basically the question that most of us non-legal eagles have is, did Trump win or did Trump lose after there's a ruling? But it's almost always more nuanced than that. It's usually not all or nothing. Is it possible that the Supreme Court could come back and rule and say that some of these tariffs were legal and some of them weren't?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's very possible. They also might come back and say that some of these tariffs can only be imposed for a certain limited period of time. That's an issue that also came up. So, yeah, I think there could be some kind of compromise verdict that doesn't simply tell the president, you couldn't do any of this.
Oof. And then to put a bow on all of it, if the people like what President Trump is doing, then Congress can reflect what the people want to see happen, and they can just essentially, it's not unconstitutional to do what is being done. The question is just, is it the president's authority to do it? Would Congress have the authority to do exactly what President Trump was trying to implement?
Congress has the complete authority to do it, and the only issue here is whether the statute they passed gave the president the power to do that. And yeah, if the Supreme Court came back and said, no, the statute doesn't give him that complete authority, Congress, all they have to do is amend the statute.
Okay. So what is the likely timeline when we get an answer to this? I know that a lot of times we're sitting there at the end of June and we're, waiting for all of these decisions to drop. are we going to wait until June to find out whether these tariffs are legal?
I doubt it. And the reason being that the Supreme Court is well aware that millions of dollars in tariffs are being collected every single day by the U.S. Treasury Department. And the longer they wait to issue a decision, the more that the price tag goes up. So I suspect they're going to act pretty quickly in issuing a decision. When will that be? That you can't predict with the Supreme Court, but I do not think it's going to be one of the last decisions they issue when their term ends.
Is it completely up in the air? Could it be today? Could it be, January?
It could be any time. I don't think it's going to get done. I don't think it's going to get done the next week. But other than that, I can't tell you when it's going to come out. Other than I don't think it's going to be one of their final decisions.
All right. Well, Hans, we appreciate the insight, and it's a lot hanging in the balance with this decision that will direct the country in one way or completely another one, whether or not this is legal or not. So we're always grateful to have your expertise here with us.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. We'll do it again. Thank you so much. Hans von Spakovsky, Senior Legal Fellow at the Heritage Foundation. He's a former FEC Commissioner, DOJ lawyer, and host of Case in Point, the legal show for regular people, which I love. Let's take a break. The YouTube live chat poll is up on the Annie Fry YouTube live broadcast right now. Do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? Yes, no, or there's no affordability issue, Annie. What are you talking about? Go vote. Let us know what you think. We'll be right back.
Feel so holy, 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 holy. Oh, God.
AirComfortService.com is the website, and you understand that as we move into those colder months, Air Comfort Service, the colder it gets, the more busy they're going to be, certainly. You might still have you possibly held out turning on your heater yet? Do you people exist? It's definitely in the low 60s in our house, and we kind of keep it there, but the furnace definitely has to be on for the evenings. Are you in your comfort zone? Is it functioning correctly? What about at work? Is the furnace system in your business, what you own and operate, you're responsible for the comfort of the people who work for you? Is the HVAC system working well? If it's not, give Air Comfort Service a call. 314-513-0091. Call them at 314-513-0091. Air Comfort Service is very happy to be serving both residential and commercial business clients here in St. Louis on both sides of the river. All they need from you is a quick phone call. Tell them Annie said hi. 314-513-0091. Online at aircomfortservice.com.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Stop just trying to paint and patch up the outside of your home. It's time to give it a permanent upgrade with James Hardy Fiber Cement Siding from Lakeside Renovation and Design. This siding is designed to stand up to all the crazy weather we get here in Missouri, and it looks fantastic. Lakeside is a James Hardy Elite Preferred Contractor. Whole team, by the way, is in-house, and they're going to take care of all the details, the color, the trim, everything to customize it to your home, to take the stress off of your plate. If your home is showing any signs of wear, it's time to take the next step. Visit lakesiderd.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-908-8646 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. What do you have to lose? Call 800-908-8646. Again, 800-908-8646.
From Collinsville to Chesterfield, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
don't forget what they've done to our country. I also want to call for a termination to the filibuster so that this can never happen again. If we had the filibuster terminated, this would never happen again. And don't forget, we have another date coming up in the not too distant future. We can never let this happen again. And we should be able to pass really great legislation. So I say terminate the filibuster because, by the way, the Democrats will do it immediately if they ever assumed office, which hopefully they won't.
President Trump speaking last night at about 9:15 our time, right when he went to sign the continuing resolution to reopen the government. And I actually kind of wonder if President Trump's call to end the filibuster, if it will come to a head on January 30th if the Democrats do the same crap again. I think that more American people would be in favor of it after having watched the Democrats do the things they did to the American people by keeping the government closed for what? A hissy fit. I just think to myself, when President Trump says that the other guys are going to do it, we should do it. I don't bite on that right away. That's not enough for me to say, yeah, let's go for it. But subjectively, I think he's absolutely right. I do believe what have they not been willing to do?
I don't know.
Like where do you think that the Democrats that are in power and control, I'm not talking about, as I usually refer to them, which is more apropos right now in the middle of November, your Thanksgiving table Democrats, Uncle George, who's voted, I said this last time, Uncle George, who's voted Democrat all his life because he's a strong union member. And I got flooded with messages from union members who are like, we like Trump.
Good.
And I was like, yeah, you know what I meant. I understand that, I don't know. Okay, maybe it's Aunt Jane now, not Uncle George. Uncle George is married to Aunt Jane, and they are not happy together right now.
Jane is much more of a Democrat name, I feel like, than George is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did I pick the right one? Does everybody know their Aunt Jane?
It's just my gut feeling. I don't know, Ryan.
I'm with Ethan on this, which is rare.
Which is honestly with me.
Well, then I'm against that.
Oh, mind change.
So you're against me.
Yep.
Got it.
I don't, I think that the filibuster is an important thing. I really do kind of think that my solution that I think I talked about on the air, I think I talked about this. In 1975, they got rid of the talking filibuster. Don't get rid of the filibuster. Just make them pee themselves through it.
I am down with that. Exactly that.
You're in?
Yes.
You're in?
That was funny. I have to admit it. You know what? When she has a good one, that was a good one. She said you're in, and it meant pee.
Yes. We got it. Thank you.
I like that one. The talking filibuster probably is a compromise on this, and it does kind of work because then you can't just say, well, we're going to filibuster, and then it goes forever. You have to have some sort of strategy.
It can go forever if you can go forever.
Well, if the members of the party can just keep going, which they would have to. But then you're on display fighting it. You're showing that you're fighting it. And that has to happen. We need to get back to that for the sake of attention for the American people, because if you filibuster something now, nobody even knows it's happening.
I also think that Congress should pass, and is it realistic that this could happen? I think Republicans would be willing to do it because I think it would be good politics for them, just in general, because it's lesser government and lesser government spending, that they should pass a bill that if the government gets shut down, that nobody in Congress gets paid and you get zero back pay. All these other government people who are waiting in the wings to figure out what's going to happen so they can get back to work, so they can pay their bills, they should get back pay. But if you're in Congress and you are not able to, I would like somebody smarter than me to tell me why this is a bad idea, but if you're not able to keep the government open, you should certainly not get paid. And for however long that thing is shut down, you just miss out.
As far as I understand it, just from reading up in the last couple of weeks, there's a line in the Constitution that talks about.
Eric Burleson explained the whole thing to us on our show.
Maybe that's where I started looking into it, was when he was on.
Because I asked him, are you getting paid? And he's like, I am getting paid, and let me tell you why.
Yeah, that's right.
And he explained it to us, that it's a constitutional thing, but they should change it.
Yeah, I think
And the
they'd have to-
Republicans should even if it's too complicated, if you're not going to get the 2/3 and get a convention of the states, for the love of God.
Yes.
But if you were gonna, if the Republicans would champion that as an issue and be serious about it, put it out there, and I would put it out there right now before the government shutdown is a conversation piece again.
I wonder if that's what Trump is doing here. Now, I'm not saying he's playing entirely 3D chess here. I think he wants to actually get rid of the filibuster. But he also has to know that it is a leverage point against Democrats to say, look, if you guys are unwilling to open the government, because it actually frightened me. I was thinking about this last night. Chuck Schumer apparently was willing to never open the government again. I mean, it sounded like he was telling his members,
is he conservative?
You will never vote for this. And they had no realistic...
Was he just forcing the filibuster to be busted?
I don't know about his point. I think he was just basically
Where'd you hear
showing that Fox News and everybody's saying behind the scenes,
Yeah.
Chuck Schumer was telling his party, we are not opening this government.
I hadn't heard that.
We are not opening it. And then minutes later going back out and going, well, this is a Republican shutdown.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. And those 8 Democrats that broke ranks,
Dick Durbin.
they were a huge problem for him because he didn't see it coming.
Here's Senator Kennedy talking about funding or paying Congress.
My only disappointment in the deal that we have, I strongly wanted a provision added that senators cannot be paid during a shutdown. It's called shared sacrifice. It's called leadership. We were getting paid, but our staff wasn't. I didn't take my salary, but our staff wasn't getting paid, and air traffic controllers and our military. I thought it was the height of hypocrisy. Now, my leadership blocked me from bringing that bill, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep coming.
So Senator Kennedy there talking about how it is the height of hypocrisy. Is that a political talking point? The fact that it is politically advantageous just happens to coincide with the fact that it's right. To suggest that Congress members can sit there and collect a paycheck while their staffers who are making a fraction of what they're making. And I mean, honestly, I don't know that many people in Congress are really living off of their salary as if that's I don't know. I'm speaking maybe out of place here. A lot of people who go to Congress have made money and have made their money. And they're there doing what they're doing because they can afford to. I guess AOC is the only one who went there as a bartender. Like, this is the most lucrative job she's ever had. But I don't think that there should be. Somebody needs to make the case for me. Somebody needs to make the case to me about why Congress should be paid, why that should be a thing. I thought I read something somewhere, and I can't remember what the completion of the point was, but you don't want to have people in Congress negotiating things over their own personal outcome, being pressured to vote one way or the other because of their own. They need to represent their people, not themselves. But you're suffering because the government is shut down? Guess who else is? Some of your constituents who aren't being paid in the midst of it.
My argument would be that Congress should probably be paid double during a shutdown.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's take a quick break. Ryan Wiggins has got a banger, Wiggins America, coming up here. How to use negative self-talk to your advantage, according to a psychologist.
That's right.
Can only imagine what is in store for us next in Wiggins America. We'll be right back. Stewart's American Mortgage. You know Stewie, he's got the bagel loan. He's got the ticket to help you refinance that current mortgage that you have right now, or if you've been thinking about moving into a new home, that mortgage is a bagel loan away. A bagel loan comes with no closing costs. You get that new mortgage, you don't pay anything to close that mortgage. This is thousands of dollars potentially saved in your pocket that you just don't have to pay. There's no tricks or gimmicks or anything like that. He just takes care of all of those closing costs for you so that you don't have to do it. It's the best deal in the business. 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440. I've used the bagel loan twice to refinance my home. The first time it was because our home purchase in 2015, we refied it, I think 2019, because rates had gone down significantly. A lot of you out there know about that. And then they went down more, and then we did a refinance with some cash out as well to replace the deck on the back of our home. Whatever your circumstances are, talk with Stewie about it at 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
Visit 971talk.com/events and enjoy Trans-Siberian Orchestra, a Christmas tradition at Enterprise Center December 23rd. A portion of the proceeds benefits Siteman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Visit 971talk.com.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
We called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
they came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. You don't hear fast-talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Story Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Story Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Reminder, Dimitri Martin, comedian, is coming to town November 20th. We're giving away tickets all this week. Your next chance to win tickets to that show is going to be at about 1:30, a little bit after 1:30. Stick around, and we'll tell you when to call for that. Today's YouTube live chat poll is, do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? A lot of comments on this one. I'm just going to pull up one really quick. From Joe, he says, the only thing Trump does is finance. The most budget-conscious executive in history. Well, one more here from Chris F. He says, he does. He also knows throwing taxpayer money to insurance companies isn't going to make health care cheaper. So a lot of angles here that we're coming at it. What's your angle? What's your vote on this? It's the YouTube live chat poll. Let us know. It's 12:49 right now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Wiggins! All right, we're taking a deep dive here into your subconscious, which I am apt to do on
Into
the
my
regular.
subconscious?
Not
Your-
yours
Can't be
personally, but yes.
I don't think mine's accessible.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you've got some walls, but I think we've broken those down over time.
You do?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. And here's how you're going to spin your negative self-talk into a positive. Because they're not even saying in this study that it's good that you do negative self-talk.
We're turning that subconscious frown
Upside
down.
Thank you, Ethan, for being here today.
Ethan, do you negative self-talk?
No.
You don't strike me as a negative self-talker.
No, but I'm a harsh critic of myself. Can those be
I think
true at the same
criticism
time?
can be constructive. I think that's not the same
I
thing
think
as
sometimes it goes
harmful self-talk.
over the top a little
Yeah.
bit, but I wouldn't say that I'm a harmful self-talker.
Ryan, have you ever had harmful self-talk?
I get
negative self-talk.
I get alone at night and I look in the mirror and I go, "You stupid idiot! What's wrong with you, dumb idiot?"
Do you laugh? Are you doing that?
I'm doing it
for the
fun.
giggles.
It's funny though.
Yeah, exactly.
And I start laughing and I'm like, "Man, we're having a good time, aren't we?" Into the mirror. What about you, Annie?
I definitely have in my lifetime. I'm a little bit less inclined to do it right now because I'm working. When you become a parent, you kind of have to completely redefine the boundaries of what matters, and you just have to face inward towards what matters, and whatever happens behind you. I was just having a conversation with my dad last night about something and my mom, and they said something to me. I'm like, "My Give a Damn's busted," which is a Jody Messina song from like 1992. My dad's like, "Never heard that before," but there's some, like, I care passionately about the things I care about, and I just don't have the energy or inclination to obsess over the things I don't have control over.
What you're saying makes perfect sense if you are a parent. If you're not a parent, I would hear that and go, I have no idea what you're talking
Really?
about. Yeah. But now that I am a parent, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Okay.
You just have less time or energy to think about yourself.
And you can't give your energy to other things and be out of energy when the time comes that you need it. You don't have a choice.
Exactly. So the two ways in which this article identified negative self-talk is, number one, you guys hit on it, self-criticism is found to have a positive impact sometimes and lead to better performance on the second round of that test, whatever this is about. If
the question is like, how can I be better or how could I do better? I'm in constant pursuit of that.
And that's the kind of silver lining on that cloud, is that if you are doing that to yourself, at least not excessively. If you're constantly self-criticizing, obviously that's going to be an issue. But if you're self-assessing, as Ethan kind of put it, that can really lead to you sharpening your skills and getting better constantly, which they're saying is a good thing. The other way is with self-respect. They said it's linked to changes in brain connectivity that improved executive functions such as planning, reasoning, and decision-making. However, it also gave rise to a degree of false confidence. I know nothing about this. People felt more capable than they actually performed. So that's the other side of it. So you can do self-criticism or self-respect and blow yourself up too much. And here are the few ways, so 4 ways here, in which you can be a self-critic. And obviously they can be good and bad at the same time. So see if you fall into any one of these categories or multiple. Here's the first one. The worrier. This is the person who fears failure or is constantly thinking, what if? Yes or no?
Say that again?
It's called the worrier because they've named them. The worrier is somebody who fears failure or is constantly thinking about the worst case scenarios.
I feel attacked.
There can also be levels to these too. Like, I would say I have, to a certain extent, like, battles with that, but I wouldn't say it's like a 24/7 like struggle for me.
That's the same with all of these. That you can have them to a degree. You might have multiple. You might have one that really stands out. But you could have all of them to a degree.
Yeah, I would say that one to a degree.
That to me, I am unhealthy. That I am
extreme.
I am a worrier, and I am always prepared. I mean, you kind of know this from working with me as long as you have, but I have plan Bs and plan Cs and plan Ds, and it kind of just keeps going. Every once in a while, we'll get on the other side of something. I'll be like, oh, that thing never happened. Yay.
The nice thing about being around somebody like you who thinks through all these different scenarios and plans is that I then don't have to think about anything ever, and I don't.
Listeners, can you tell? But I will say, too, a compliment to one of my coworkers in this room, the fact that that is the way that you are. I don't think we could both be this way. It's a compliment in the sense that your approach to it is a compliment to my approach to it.
Annie cares too much. Ryan doesn't care at all.
Doesn't care at all. Doesn't even think about anything.
I think Ryan and I are pretty comfortable with that assessment.
To knock on his skull?
That's exactly the way it is.
And I'm just like, I open my mouth to see if it makes different noises. How about the non-feeler? This is a person who avoids emotions entirely.
I'm in that.
I am not.
That is a defense mechanism.
I am too emotional. Right, Ethan? Right?
You are.
Right?
You are.
Right?
You
Right?
are emotional.
I'm emotional. Am I emotional for a guy or just emotional? This is a setup.
Yeah, I don't. What?
Never
Can we have an extra minute? Wait.
Doesn't matter.
Wait, do you mean like?
Are guys?
Are you more emotional than most dudes, or are
Yes.
you like more emotional than most people?
That's my question.
You're emotional for a dude.
Thank you.
But I mean, being emotional, I know for guys that being called emotional is not like the top tier of what you would want people to say about
I always
you.
think too that emotion means crying.
Yeah, that's not it.
That's not it.
You get super happy and excited for weird things, which is good. Like if you've got feelings, feel them. That's fine. But I've seen you get angry about things too that I'm like, it's not really that big a deal. So it's not a bad thing. It's just part of who you are. And
Like
I think
mortgage communism.
yes, I think it's why you're funny. It's funny to laugh at you.
Funny, haha. You think I'm a joke? All right, next one.
That was
the not good enough for others person, constantly seeking external validation. I would say of the four, this one would be mine.
You're seeking validation from people?
To a degree. If I had to put myself in a category, it would be that one.
I think I 100% was that person. And the reason why I talk all the time about being a scoreboard person right now is because you run into enough brick walls and you think, what does success look like for me? I'm going to achieve that. And when I put the point on the scoreboard, that's going to be satisfying enough for me.
Last one, really quick, just so we can get it in. The hated self. This is the worst one of all. It's the harsh inner critic that constantly is berating yourself.
That is learned behavior, I think. And it is sad. We could talk more about it later. Calls in the next hour. Don't go away.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
It's really not fun to talk about dying. That's kind of its own statement, isn't it? I think about this. We were just talking about me being a worrier, and I do think about this. Who's going to go first, me or my husband? Terrible thoughts. And, sometimes these things are untimely. Sometimes you live long lives and you die together holding hands like in the Notebook in a bed. You just go together. Spoiler alert.
Man, you have thought about this.
Todd Sivia. Todd Sivia at Sivia Law. I cannot stress enough to you how important it is to go talk about this estate planning, getting a trust together, powers of attorney, establishing all the details that come with your normal will while you're not experiencing these emotionally stressful things. Call him now. Mention my name, and the first 10 phone calls are going to get a free strategy session. 833-995-WILL. 833-995-WILL. Call Todd Sivia. That's who we went to. You'll be glad you did. Online at SiviaLaw.com.
KFTK FM Florissant.
An Odyssey station.
Bonus checks for the TSA. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Homeland Security Chief just handing out $10,000 bonuses to TSA workers.
They went above and beyond.
Secretary Kristi Noem using the event in Houston to highlight work that continued during the government shutdown and more.
They helped individuals. They served extra shifts. They helped with transportation of people getting back and forth to work, other challenges that families may have.
Airport operations among the areas most impacted by the shutdown. President Trump had talked about bonuses for air traffic controllers who did not miss work. The transportation secretary has noted some controllers did other jobs to make ends meet while missing 2 paychecks. The criminal case against a House Democrat will continue.
Congresswoman LaMonica McIver's motions to dismiss the indictment she calls vindictive
addictive is being denied by a federal judge. The New Jersey Democrat is facing charges after showing up at an ICE detention center in New Jersey, where she's accused of assaulting, resisting, impeding, and interfering with a federal officer. McIver alleges she and a group of Democratic officials were conducting oversight of the Trump administration. The judge ruling the Congresswoman failed to show the prosecution was vengeful and her actions were wholly disconnected from oversight.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz in Washington. Acting U.S. Attorney in New Jersey, Alina Habba, says she won't be intimidated by radical lunatics. This as U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi confirms someone tried to confront Habba and destroyed property in her office before fleeing the scene. Bondi vowing to find that suspect and bring them to justice. Also just getting word that Senator John Fetterman is hospitalized after falling near his home in Pennsylvania during an early morning walk. But a spokesperson says Fetterman is doing well and he's under routine observation. America is listening to Fox News.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feel.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insured.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
No complaints about our temperatures for this time of year. Partly sunny skies as we go through our Thursday afternoon. We'll peak out at about 65, and we don't drop very quickly for evening plans or overnight. Partly cloudy, 52 for the overnight low. Friday, mostly sunny and wonderful, 75. Only 60 for the low Friday night. Saturday, a high of 78. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Don't freeze as it gets colder. If your furnace isn't working, Air Comfort Service can get you back in your comfort zone fast with a service call for only $99. Get your furnace serviced. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Rain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. The YouTube live chat poll. Do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? Yes, no, or there's no affordability issue. I was accused of something today in the YouTube chat.
Do tell.
If you were going to accuse me of something, what would it be? Let's see if it syncs up. Because if you accuse me of the same thing they accuse me of, maybe I'm wrong.
Plagiarism of a co-host?
I would only plagiarize Ethan in this room.
Your hair color not being natural.
It's very natural. I grew this gray all by myself, which is probably not true. I could probably name my gray hairs. One's Charlie, one's Jensen, Evelyn.
So what you're saying is you have 4 strands of hair coming out of your head.
No, it's just like quadrants.
Oh.
Plagiarize your bald head?
No, I didn't say that. You said that. That was rude.
I just know that there are people out there that have never seen a picture of Annie Fry, and because of you, they're going to forever picture her with
Ethan,
4 hairs.
Ethan, you make a really good point. This is radio. So
I don't like this.
People have an imagination of my voice matching a certain kind of physical appearance. I don't know what that would look like. So, Ryan, why don't you explain to them what I look like?
Oh, boy.
Just like in detail.
If you've ever seen a female, she's one of those.
So that, you can take the assumptions with that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
What else could you say? I mean, a girl's a girl.
It's way too early for you to be breaking like this.
Mm-hmm. It's the Dr. Pepper. It's the sugar in the Dr.
I do have a little Dr. Pepper today. But I think probably the more important question is, what does the audience think Ethan looks like? He's 4'1".
He's giving you the Ryan treatment. The Annie-Ryan treatment.
Notice how he completely just diverted off of you.
Yeah, I do.
Wonder why.
And you're about 6 or 7 inches taller than he is.
I am.
No, that's not true. Maybe on a couple of crates. You know what I mean?
What, if you stood on him?
He is a hunchback. There is a constant stream of, I don't know what you'd call it, slobber on his chest.
Ethan is ruggedly handsome, and you know it.
I wouldn't say rugged.
What kind of handsome would you say Ethan is?
What kind of fairy tale am I from?
From the bell tower in Notre Dame.
Pretty sure it's Dom.
Notre Dame. I'm sorry.
Handsome and sophisticated. He's taken, ladies. Just calm down. Ryan, on the other hand,
but anyway,
is taken, but not handsome or sophisticated.
Yeah. Annie is, first of all, happily married, and therefore cannot be discussed in that manner.
You told me that's not true. Like 1 month ago, you said on the air that I was a 5.
This is true.
I'm not going to argue that. I did say that. And I will sort of stand by that, depending on everybody's mood.
My mood's just fine.
Then I'll stand by it.
So what he's saying is, I'm a scary 5.
That's the best way to put it. And that is the title of the podcast for this hour.
She's a scary 5.
She's a scary 5.
I was accused in the chat earlier on the show of dodging with our YouTube live chat poll question.
Oh, I would never dodge a question.
Do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issue Americans are facing? Yes, no, or there's no affordability issue. The accusation was that this was a cop-out question. And I guess the implication was that I should have asked about Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay. We're going to talk about Epstein?
Heck yeah, let's go.
Let's talk about Epstein. I've looked into this a lot. I've looked into the specific allegations against Trump a lot and recently because I want to see what Democrats are reading about the subject.
What do you know, Ryan?
I can't find any sort of implication of crime. There's a lot of conjecture, but that's what it's been for 10 years. That's what it's been probably for longer than he's been a politician, is conjecture. I can't find anything because if I could, I would highlight it and point it out. We're talking about the Epstein files. This is stuff that the right was conspiracied on way before the left was. So we've done our homework.
Are you saying like during Joe Biden's administration when they had access to the files that exist?
Thank you for bringing that up, because what exactly now are the Epstein files? So let's say Congress does go ahead and vote to get these things out into the public. Is what we're going to get the exact same thing that they gave to DC Drano and Libs of TikTok? Because that's what it looks like. What the heck are the Epstein files that you keep saying exist? And it doesn't really matter, because whatever comes out, you've already convinced yourself that they've been wiped clean by this DOJ, even though the former DOJ also had access to them and obviously could have done the same thing. So whatever happens with this vote doesn't matter, because whatever comes out, you will say it's not full, it's part and parcel, it's not what we needed to know.
The email that was released talks about, let's see here. I got to figure out if I can, see if you can pull up the email while I'm looking for it here too. The email that was released talks about an understanding that President Trump had about the girls and connects Donald Trump with spending time with Virginia. Is it Giuffre?
I always said Gouffre, but I don't know. I said Gouffre because I do a lot of things with a French accent.
Fox News said multiple times to me, I was like, it sounds like Jeffrey. It sounds like Jeffrey. I think it's Giuffre or something like that.
Oh, okay.
To not make light of this woman's experience, who was absolutely victimized by Jeffrey Epstein and very shockingly and unfortunately took her own life earlier this year. the suggestion in the released email that the Democrats redacted her name in the email. They covered it up, and it just says victim. Do you have the email?
No, I don't have the specific. I'm just looking at news stories.
See if you could find that email.
Okay.
The conversation that goes back and forth suggests that Donald Trump had the illusion that is being put out there is that Donald Trump had an inappropriate relationship with Giuffre. And for whatever particular reason, the Democrats blacked out her name and just wrote victim over the top of it. So it's redacted. The redaction is indicating that it is a victim's name, which is why the redaction is there. But we know that the name that was redacted is a woman who's testified, I think, on 3 separate times and has been asked explicit questions about Trump. And she has repeatedly testified under oath that President Trump had nothing to do with any of the inappropriate things that were happening and that he did nothing, that he was unaffiliated with the inappropriate actions of Jeffrey Epstein. Which to me, you know, what do I know? But it sure looks like redacting her name. She's dead now. Alan Dershowitz who's been a guest on the show. Alan Dershowitz, who was Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer, who has the files from all his work with Jeffrey Epstein, has repeatedly said that there is no criminal activity, there's no inappropriate behavior that existed with President Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. And his attorney-client privilege is over when Epstein dies. So there are many instances where Donald Trump has been exonerated, including ones that have been under oath on multiple instances, and the Democrats go to release this. You guys, they released it right when the government was reopening. Let's stop talking about who shut down the government. Let's start getting back to the Epstein files. Now, listen, I don't know why. I'm here to tell you right now, if Donald Trump is part of the horrendous acts that took place surrounding Jeffrey Epstein in any way, I want to know, and I will judge accordingly. But there's zero proof that he has been, and there is a lot of sworn testimony that he hasn't been a part of it. It's not as if the Jeffrey Epstein bubble only exists if Trump is involved in it. Why are they not concerned about the rest of the people who could be implicated? Why does it only matter if the affiliation and connection is there with Donald Trump? That, to me, is incredibly disingenuous. That, to me, suggests that you don't actually care about the victims or the crimes that were committed. You only care if it's helpful in your pursuit to get Trump. And we've seen that over and over and over again. And I don't think you've still gotten Trump. I still think Donald Trump, the evidence points to Donald Trump not being the person you're suggesting that he is. If something comes out and proves me wrong, I will happily say that, because I don't have a dog in the fight of Donald Trump being on either side of this issue. He either is or he isn't. The facts will bear it out. And right now, folks, you don't have the facts to get Donald Trump.
So I've got these emails. And by the way, they're from Michael Wolff. If you recall that name, he is a proven liar and hyper partisan and will do anything to bring down Donald Trump.
Author and journalist?
If you want to say journalist, because he's broken every journalistic standard. But yes. So these emails come from him. So we're just assuming that they're not doctored in any way, because the only 2 people involved in the emails are Michael Wolff and Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein's dead. He can't testify to whether these are accurate or not. But anyway, let's say that they are, and we're seeing what we have here. We have a lot of them talking about possible jockeying for position. Will he win? Because this is back when he was still running for office the first time that these emails were going back and forth. And they're sort of saying, well, if he does win, you could say this and it would generate a debt to you, and here's how you could jockey this and that. Okay, whatever. But here's the one that nobody's paying any attention to. I'm literally reading from the email here. The victim, of course, is blacked out, like you were saying, something about Mar-a-Lago, blacked out. And then it says, Trump said he asked me to resign, Jeffrey Epstein. But he said, well, I was never a member. Of course, he knew about the girls and he asked Ghislaine to stop. So that sentence right there is Jeffrey Epstein saying, yes, Trump knew about the girls and asked Ghislaine Maxwell to stop. Isn't that the opposite of the narrative that they're pushing? That's the email.
It does. There's no. If there was a smoking gun here, it would be obviously the lead story everywhere. We are back in the loop for the folks who, like addicts, need a hit.
Yeah.
Of controversy surrounding Donald Trump, and this is it.
This is it. This is it. And again, what are the files going to be? The Epstein files. Everybody talks about the Epstein files. What does that mean? Is it this?
I've asked that question with guests on the air, like, what are the Epstein files? Is it a Rolodex? Is it emails with his co-conspirators? With names and addresses and dates and times and everything? What are the Epstein files?
What happened to the apparent tapes in the Jeffrey Epstein house that he had against everybody? All these different people that would have been implicated in that, where did all that go?
Yeah.
That's the stuff that nobody's asking anymore because it's all about Donald Trump now.
Yeah. And it will be. I mean, that's really what the left is. Their advocacy is just that Trump is the worst.
It's just him. It's so disingenuous and gross.
Yeah.
But if he's implicated in them, he should go down for it. That's not a question either.
Unless something better comes up, maybe I'll ask an Epstein question in tomorrow's poll.
Do.
Fun Friday. All right. Quick break. The YouTube poll for today. My cop-out poll for today, folks. Go vote. I should have made the fourth option something about Epstein. Whoops, missed an opportunity there. Do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues that Americans are facing? Yes, no, or there's no affordability issue. You go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel. We're broadcasting live right there, and you can vote. Leave us some comments. Tell us what you think. If you want to comment on any of this as well, will you take some texts, Ryan?
Yeah, I'll open that right now.
314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. We'll be back in a minute.
Well, you've heard me talk about Andrea's Steakhouse many times, but my question for you is, have you been to Andrea's Steakhouse? Because you have to go. This is a great time of year for it, going into Thanksgiving. They do have some specials. They actually say, join us. We celebrate 47 years of family flavor and community at Andrea's Steakhouse on the eve of Thanksgiving. If you want to come by for a special menu that night so that you don't have to cook going into Thanksgiving, it's a big night out to eat, and so they're doing a very special event there. But if you have a special event in your life, let's say it's not common to everybody else like Thanksgiving, Christmas are, and you just have a birthday or your family's getting together sometime this holiday season, go to Andrea's and have a fantastic meal. And here's the thing, not only is the food top, it's the best steak in the area. You'll never have a better steak. But the atmosphere, the ambience, just even walking up to the building, you're going to know, this is going to be nice. You'll really enjoy yourself. You really will. So go to Andrea's. Yes, you in Missouri, make the drive into Fairview Heights, O'Fallon, Illinois. You will love it. And, of course, if you're on the Illinois side, you got to make it part of every celebration like we do. We really do. We go there all the time. Andreas.com.
Attention veterans and active military. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis is doubling their usual veterans discount on all products and services in November. That means veterans and active military get 10% off all month at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, 10% off all doors, openers, and any service or repair. Details on their website. Schedule your annual garage door tune-up before winter really sets in. Just call 314-781-5200 or schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
When you go shopping, you may not get the bargain you want, but at least you know and can compare prices. It should be that way with healthcare, but too often it's not. Need an operation on your knee? Want to know what it's going to cost? Good luck. For 3 years, hospitals have been required to provide patients with list prices and have negotiated charges for some 300 services. Just over a third are fully compliant. In Missouri, prices differ greatly depending on a patient's insurance. The cost of a pelvic CT scan, for example, can be 20 times more expensive in one hospital than another. Price transparency allows patients to compare providers, forces hospitals to compete on price, and helps insurers negotiate lower rates. State law should require all healthcare providers to publish prices in a user-friendly form. What we don't know is costing us. The price of healthcare shouldn't be a secret. Check out our 2025 blueprint, moving Missouri forward at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Range. It's the Annie Fry Show.
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, dancing through
Exactly. So how does the Democratic Party, which is trying to talk to working class people again, but are all, highly educated and they live in urban places, how do they bridge that divide like he did?
Can I answer that
Yeah,
question?
of course you can.
It's a tough question.
This is my show.
I don't know the whole answer. Josh Shapiro said, all right, we're going to stop this a little bit. We're going to get rid of the law that you have to be some college graduate to get a job in the state government. Pennsylvania doesn't have that law anymore. That's the first step you can make and say, we're all running for office. We're all seeking office here. It isn't just for college grads. And I think there's a lot to that, The town versus gown has gotten to be political. The people that didn't get a college are voting for Trump. Why? Because of snobbery and attitude. As we say in Philly,
What do you think?
attitude.
So Chris Matthews throwing some hardball there with Katie Tur and saying that the Democrats, I guess, maybe are a little out of touch with what used to be their base. We grew up in the 80s and the 90s. Blue collar was Democrat. I mean, that's like the sun rising in the east.
Yeah, it was. They still even spin themselves that way, even though a lot of their members aren't.
I think that there's been an enormous shift, and I wonder how much of it just has to do with the availability of information, specifically with platforms like X, where you can really kind of curate your own news source. X is the news source, and you go there and you can pick your reporters. And you can throw some Fox News in there. You can throw some MSNBC in there. You can see what everybody is saying and kind of for yourself determine where the truth lies and what opinions resonate with you. I do feel like the Democrat Party is super snobby right now. That's a really on point way of describing the leadership, the bellwethers of the far progressive left. I think that they're snobby. I think that they know what's best for everybody. And what's best for everybody is that they get as much power as possible. Oh, and your money in order to enact what's best for you. That's not relatable. And if you pull the curtain back on how government functions, the sausage making is right out there in the open now. And I don't think that the way that the Democrats are looking to sell their version of big government, I mean, it worked in New York City, but you've got Democrats who have fled to New York City, and you've got Republicans who have fled out, which takes me back to the point that we were discussing maybe this week, last week, possibly, that I think it was right after the Tuesday election when the Democrats all won in their Democrat areas, but they didn't win close races. They won solid victories. Not really anything for Republicans to walk away and be like, oh, this is good news. Not really any of that. And Democrats, I don't know that they feel like across the country now they're going to be flooded with huge opportunity and a blue wave is coming. But I think that they probably could exhale pretty comfortably for a little bit, knowing that the Democrats are still winning where Democrats are supposed to win. But as we shift people around in our country, and technology makes that a lot more possible to do, more comfortable to be able to say, I think I really would like to relocate. Because maybe you can continue your same job, and if you're working from home, why can't you work from home from wherever you want to? But not just that, the ability, when I talk about staying in Illinois, and I talk about fighting for Illinois, my home state, the reason is because my family is there. Like that's where my life is. That's what I want my kids to grow up. I want family to mean, their faith and their family. I want that to mean everything to my kids. That means everything to me. So I want to be near them while I'm raising my children. I want them to be very close to their grandparents and to the rest of their family, to their cousins. But if you don't have that close, proximity-wise of ties to physical people who are right there in your community and you can pick up and leave, technology makes it so that you can really stay connected to anybody, anywhere in the world at any time at the cost of an internet connection paid monthly. So we are probably more portable than we've ever been in our lifetimes. And while that's the case, the country is going to shift in these blue states are going to get bluer, red states are going to get redder. Purple states are the battlegrounds, and we're going to find out where that's going to shake out. And that might go back and forth a little bit, but we're going to become more geographically divided than we've ever been before.
Yeah, we will.
And I don't know, is that a good thing?
No, that's not a good thing. It's just the natural outcome of these little laboratories of democracy that the states are, of seeing what works where. And the best way to determine what's working where is to see where people are going. I know that people will love to, and on the left, and these are fine. It's okay that they share these stats. I think it's a good talking point to share stats of the education rates and poverty rates and stuff in certain red, especially southern states. And they say, look, it's really not very good, and the economic output's not very good. Well, historically, that's very true. But then why are people moving there? That's the big question. That's why migration is probably the best. Just like what you were saying, Annie, it's probably the best determining factor to see which places are the healthiest, because you don't want to be in bad places. You want to go to good places that are offering more opportunity. And right now, that's red states.
Is it family that's keeping you home in Illinois?
That's exactly why I'm there. We just have a lot of roots. It's knowing your community. It's the church we go to. It's everything. It's not that we couldn't up and leave, but we'd be leaving a lot if we did.
Yeah. There'd have to be something on the other side of such a big transition that was balanced. And when you're talking about family, it's very hard to balance that out. Ethan, is your wife's family, they're from elsewhere?
Yes, they live in the Minneapolis suburbs.
You met in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that I don't want to get into your personal business here, but I think when you enter kids into the picture, that tether to family becomes so very important. But when you have people who are in two very different locations, you can't really split the baby, no pun intended, in this instance. you do quickly realize how important those connections are. I don't know how military families do it. Because I know I've known several military families. They've bopped around all over the place with kids. And there's a surface level of portability, independence that they have that just doesn't really exist, certainly in my life. I'm a little envious of it at times, and I'm sure they're maybe a little envious of the deep roots that other people have. But portability it's a big, scary thing. Have you ever done a big move?
I've never even left the state. I lived, even when I moved to Southern Illinois for college, it was still in Illinois.
Yeah.
So no, never been very mobile.
It's a difficult thing. I do think, though, that if you're looking at the cost of living for a city like New York City, I hate it when I do that, New York City, are people going to start thinking, gosh, is it a lot more affordable to live in Austin, Texas, which is kind of a liberal safe haven in Texas for people who are Texans but don't want to, be Mr. or Mrs. Red State, Texas.
Yeah.
You go to Austin. Austin's a really great city. I've been to Austin. It's a thriving city. Texas is there. University of Texas is in Austin, correct?
Yes.
Just a ton to offer in Austin. So that blue city in a red state, I think about like St. Louis. Is that what St. Louis is in a red state? I feel like it could be so much
wants
better.
To be.
It should be. I don't even know that it wants to be. I don't know that it wants it enough.
Yeah. Yeah, we should be a cultural center in a red state.
Yeah.
And we're not. And that's actually where people are moving a lot to, is cultural centers, which often end up being blue just because they're tightly packed and they're metropolitan.
Oh, and there's like a lot of like liberal arts type of stuff that you can consume, which is all good.
And people seek that out, but
Yeah.
they want the policy of a red state in that little blue area.
Sanity.
And so Austin's growing like crazy. Nashville's growing like crazy. Atlanta is growing like crazy. And then even some Western, not as known cities in the Western states of Idaho.
Isn't Reno one?
Reno's growing. I mean, Las Vegas is growing. But those are swing states. But yes. But I mean, we're talking about Idaho and Montana. Now they don't have metropolises, but the cultural centers of those red states are where people are growing the most. And I mean, Columbia, Missouri has embraced that, and that's a red state, but it's a culture center because of the university mainly.
John says, pastor's kid here. We moved 13 times before I was out of high school. It's just a lifestyle. Yeah, it's like, to me, you either do that or you don't do that kind of a thing. I just can't imagine that. I just can't imagine it. Let's take a break. When we come back, a little more discussion here. Thoughts on the YouTube poll. Do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? Yes, no, or there's no affordability issue. We talked a little bit about the Epstein files, and I know that it's a huge issue. If you're on the if you're on the left right now, the Epstein files is your peak issue. I want to know from people on the left if you feel like you know everything you need to know about Donald Trump and the Epstein files. Are you satisfied that what you've been exposed to right now is enough that he should be impeached right now because of the Epstein files? Or do you think, probably need a little more information, a little more evidence that suggests he actually did anything criminal? Because there's zero evidence out there that says he does anything criminal yet. Let us know in the chat. We'll be right back. AirComfortService.com. Oh, if you want to save on a furnace replacement, Air Comfort Service is the number to call right now, 314-513-0091. Let me talk to you about, for a limited time, how Carrier Cool Cash rebates are back. Up to $2,100 in Carrier Cool Cash on qualifying HVAC equipment. Plus, you can qualify for 0% financing up to 72 months, plus tax credits. They are a 10-time winner of the Carrier President's Award and the St. Louis Magazine A-List winner for Best Heating and air conditioning company for the second year in a row. I have patronized Air Comfort Service for almost my entire HVAC system. Basically, they didn't put the ventilation in my home, but everything else they are responsible for. I trust them in my home. You can trust them in yours as well. They are the best. Ask them about their Carrier Cool Cash rebates and 0% financing. 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091. Reach out to Air Comfort Service and tell them what you need. Online at aircomfortservice.com.
If you or someone you know has a home to sell, call Gloria Lou. That's right, Gloria Lou, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria is here with me now. And when it comes to St. Louis area market conditions, what advice do you have for your home sellers in today's market?
Well, most importantly, I understand every seller's situation is different. Some sellers need to sell, and some sellers want to sell. And a lot of my sellers are looking to buy, and they also have a home to sell. My advice in this uncertain market is to get an upfront written guarantee. That way, you know exactly how much you stand to make with your home sale. My guarantee sale offer is simple. I'll sell your home at 100% of market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Take it from me, Mark Cox, an actual client. Sell with certainty and an upfront guarantee with Gloria Lou. Call 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
If you want to win tickets to see Demetri Martin right now is the time to call 314-241-9797. He's coming to town November 20th. Comedian Demetri Martin. The seventh caller will win a pair of tickets to see that show. 314-241-9797. Good luck.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules. Consistently right.
It's a ritual.
97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Turn the quiet up, turn the noise down, let this old world...
Well, some news. Senator John Fetterman, he sure is in the news quite a bit. He has been hospitalized.
Oh, really?
Today. He fell near his home in Pennsylvania. The statement that was released by Senator Fetterman's spokesperson, during an early morning walk, Senator Fetterman sustained a fall near his home in Braddock. Out of an abundance of caution, he was transported to a hospital in Pittsburgh. Upon evaluation, it was established he had a ventricular fibrillation flare-up that led to Senator Fetterman feeling lightheaded, falling to the ground and hitting his face with minor injuries. Senator Fetterman had this to say: "If you thought my face looked bad before, wait till you see it now."
Oh, good little levity there. That means he's hopefully doing all right.
He is doing well and receiving routine observation at the hospital. He has opted to stay so doctors can fine-tune his medication regimen. Senator Fetterman is grateful for the EMTs, doctors, and nurses who are providing his care. Can you imagine finding him on the street? He's a big dude.
Yeah, he is.
So, well wishes to him. Senator Fetterman is an interesting figure in D.C. politics right now because I still think he holds some very strong liberal Democrat ideas. But the fact that he doesn't want to go about those ideas the same way as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez suggests, a lot of people are like, he should switch parties. I don't think he's a Republican. I don't think that they're, he's supportive of Israel. There are Democrats who are supportive of Israel. That doesn't make you a Republican. I can think of some Republicans who are not supportive of Israel. He didn't believe that the government should be shut down. He was outspoken about that. It's really just his willingness to speak his mind and not the party line that causes him to look like he's departing from the Democrat Party. But it is refreshing to see people in Washington, D.C., that you don't know where they stand on an issue until they tell you.
So he's interesting because of that. He's willing to vocally and in the news oppose the party line.
In the news.
Which very few, well, I was going to say Democrats, but.
In the nude.
Did I say nude? I don't think I did.
You said news.
Okay, good. He's willing to do that in the nude. Can you believe that? I really can't. And I will not get online anymore. But he's willing to do that openly and against his party, which very few politicians in general, especially Democrats, are willing to do because they stay right in line. But we've always criticized him for the same reason, which is when it matters, he ends up voting with his party. Until now, this has been the one time that he actually voted against his own party leadership openly, along with 7 others, to reopen the government, and his vote mattered. So, he's got to have some credit for that.
I don't know how it gets back to there, other than maybe him kind of being a crack in the surface where, maybe what it'll be is his reelection. Is Pennsylvania going to come out in force and reelect John Fetterman?
I wonder if he'll win his primary. I mean, he's going to face some real left resistance in his primary. I don't know who he's running against. I don't know if there's a front runner to take him on, but I do know that the left wing of that party in Pennsylvania is not happy with him. So I could see him being, Kirsten Sinema and taken out entirely, not even make the general.
Didn't she resign?
I think she resigned because she knew it was coming. So she became an independent and then was like, well, Ruben Gallegos just took it over. I think I'm out.
I don't think she got beat.
She was being left flanked, though, which is why she went independent to say, well, I'm not even on the left anymore. And then she didn't even run.
The point being that she didn't run. She didn't get beat by her party. She made decisions. Her decisions were made by Sinema. I think she was bold in the decisions she was making. I don't think she was I think that if she just wanted to get out of it because she thought she was going to lose, she wouldn't have changed to be independent in the Senate.
I interpret it as she was going to lose and therefore went independent to show that, this is why I lost, because she would have lost the primary anyway.
I don't know. Might agree to disagree on that one. Pennsylvania vote. I'm trying to find out if they're open or closed primaries, because it would be huge for Republicans if Pennsylvania decided to primary Fetterman. Fetterman's probably the best Democrat they can get in that election right now.
I agree. They'd be crazy to move away from him. He would almost by default win that election because he's become independent. Not independent, independent-minded.
While voting in a primary election for party nominees, it is limited to only voters registered as Democrat or Republican. All registered voters can vote in a primary election if the ballot includes any of the following: constitutional amendment, ballot question, or special election in their district. I feel like you get a Fetterman in there and they speak their mind. I mean, Rand Paul certainly speaks his mind. He doesn't do what the party tells him, much to the chagrin of some people in the Republican Party. He's kind of always been his own mind, his own mouth. So I think the Republicans have had that before. And, it's something that I think the Republican Party accepts it pretty well. Like, you don't hear a lot of Rand Paul hate coming from the Republicans. I bet it's frustrating in back rooms in the Senate chambers where they're trying to get something across the line. And, the appropriations bills will probably require his support, and they probably won't get it. But you would like to not swap a Fetterman for a Rand Paul. You'd like to add a Fetterman to the tally to get to where you need to be. I wonder how much young people, the Gen Zers of the world, are going to look at politics the way they've been done and be repulsed by it, be supercharged by it. I mean, I would have to think that the TikTok generation eventually is going to go, I am so sick of this crap. And that you're not going to, people go on TikTok to find out what everybody's doing, what everybody's saying, what's trending right now. I hate trends because to me, trends are things that are dictated to me that I am now interested in because they're trendy. I'm like, there's a part of me in my brain that is allergic to that. Like, I actually hate that because it's trendy. I'll show you, Miss Counterculture. But for a TikTok generation that's grown up, whatever's trending is whatever people are doing. Is there going to be a time where they, I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, but is there going to be a time where they grow up or grow out of that?
This generation?
The Gen Zers that are highly influenced by what's going on in TikTok, because TikTok has been incredibly influential in politics. So it's like Donald Trump was on TikTok, and he understands the value of that tool to reach young people. But it's really just, it's art, really. It's something you put together to influence people to think something, to feel something. It's digital art, and art is certainly subjective. But at some point, like, I want to say, look at this spreadsheet. Do you see here where it says $38 trillion? How do I make that flashy so that you understand that this is really scary? Is there a time where somebody who's 18, 20 years old right now gets to be 38 with a mortgage and 3 kids and goes, I don't really care what the trending dance is to that thing. I'm not voting for that crazy person. I'm voting for the person who's going to spend less of the money that they're taking from my wallet.
Oh, certainly that happens as you get older. You just become more pragmatic because you realize what the world is.
But there's never been an influence like TikTok, like short form digital media, the way it is out there and completely consuming hours and hours of young people's days. It's instead of television.
Yeah, that's true. So social media is here to stay. I'm not saying that TikTok's going to go away or any of them going away. Just, is it eating up your thoughts what the latest dance trend is? I think your interest, even if you don't leave TikTok or leave the socials, your interests are going to change. I looked up a strange stat yesterday that kind of plays into this, though. Everybody knows this stat already, but I looked it up to find out what the actual numbers were. For the last 20 to 25 years, maybe even longer, conservatives have been having more children than liberals. And it's increasing every year to where now it's 41% more children conservatives are having than liberals.
Yeah.
And I got to think that's playing into the politics of Gen Z, that we're getting into that generation now for 20 years. Now, how TikTok plays in, I don't know, but
it's the number one thing that they pay attention to. And the influence on, I don't know what short form video is going to do. I don't know how we are going to adapt and change the way we focus on what matters. Like, how much are we going to allow ourselves generationally to be influenced? Politics is about persuading people. And the way they're doing that right now is an incredibly effective. That's why all these people are all so worked up at a young age. Queers for Palestine. If you can sell that to an entire generation of people, what else is there that you can't sell? Quick break. We'll be right back.
Got in my way. I changed my course, but my definition of change just ain't the same. I'm gonna sit around here, stay away from there.
RulerFoods.com. Frozen turkeys, Kroger frozen turkeys right now, 10 to 20 pounds, just 49 cents a pound. You have the limit of 2 at your local Ruler Foods. Have you gone to Ruler Foods yet? If you haven't, you want to go to RulerFoods.com, and you can find the one that is conveniently located near you. In Illinois and Missouri, all over the place, there's a Ruler Foods, and those turkeys, you better go grab them while they are available to be purchased. Like I said, a limit of 2, but a 10 to 20-pound turkey, Kroger turkey, just 49 cents a pound. You can stock up on Pepsi or Coke 12-packs. Buy 2, get 2 free with a limit of 8. Save on your Thanksgiving meal when you shop at Ruler Foods. They've got name brands that you love, those products that you have relied on for years and years, but they also carry Kroger brands at Ruler Foods prices, which means saving to put all of that wonderful, delicious food on your Thanksgiving dinner table. That all needs to start at Ruler Foods. You can even schedule those savings to be shipped directly to your door. Go click on delivery at rulerfoods.com.
Police versus firefighters in the ring for charity. It's the 38th annual Guns N' Hoses event, the day before Thanksgiving. Catch all the action as we broadcast Guns N' Hoses live on 97.1 FM Talk.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 39 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? Yes, no, there's no affordability issue. Those are the 3 options. We are taking your comments on this subject today. Here's one from Vicky, or no, from Betsy, excuse me, who says, I put no, however, I think he does to a point. Ender says no, not entirely anyway. The man is rich. How can he really understand it? I'm sure he sees particular things and has told others, but understands? No. What do you think? Let us know. We'll give the results at the end of the show. It is 1:53. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. 'Cause we've done this before, so you come on in.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Fox News has an interesting story up. It's by Paul Steinhauser on FoxNews.com. Amid heated calls by some House Democrats and others in the party to remove Senator Chuck Schumer from his longtime role as Senate Democratic leader, a top Democrat in the chamber is calling for, quote, more effective leadership. Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut told Fox News Digital that Schumer needs to lead a conversation to, quote, stop having a group of members cross over and support Donald Trump's agenda, end quote. Murphy was interviewed on Wednesday, 2 days after 7 Democrats and independent Senator Angus King of Maine, who caucuses with the party, bucked Senate Democratic leaders and voted with the majority Republicans to end the longest federal government shutdown in history. Plenty of progressives and center-left Democrats have pilloried the deal to end the shutdown, which didn't include the Democrats' top priority, an agreement to extend expiring subsidies that make health care insurance coverage through the Affordable Care Act, known as the ACA or Obamacare, more affordable to millions of Americans. The Democrats are not okay. And Chuck Schumer, he's probably cooked.
He played this so poorly. there was obviously a huge part of his own party, not just the party nationally, but the senators in his vicinity that he talks to and leads, that were not on board with what he was doing, keeping it shut down. He allowed this shutdown to go on way longer than it should have. And of those 8 senators who crossed over, do you know how many are up for re-election in 2026? Zero.
None.
0 of them, which means that they were chosen to do this vote, and there were more of them that agreed with them.
Well, whether they were chosen or not, they had the freedom to choose for themselves if they want. If you're Dick Durbin and you're not running for re-election and you're the number 2 Democrat in the Senate, I don't know that he was appointed to vote this way, and he said yes because he's one of the people who would probably appoint people to vote a specific way. But the people who were safe took the right vote, you would think. And they got the government back open. But Chuck Schumer, he is in a bit of trouble. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, man, she's going to be everywhere. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Jasmine Crockett, the Democrat Party, ladies and gentlemen. Eek. Ethan, sports and local in the 2 o'clock hour. And Annie, are you okay? Don't go away.
We, without hesitation, recommend that anybody work with ThrottleNet. The experience will be as good as it's been for us, for anybody, because you'll get a true partnership and you'll be able to rest easy that you're going to get the service that you need while they're also doing all those things that you don't want to have to think about, that you don't want to have to worry about. They're always doing that in the background for you.
Don't wait for your next IT crisis. If your business depends on technology, you need a partner that's got your back. Contact ThrottleNet.com to get a free IT evaluation and see how we can support your IT everything.
It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings, and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com is the website. Reach out to Matt Hayes and have him over to your home to assess the situation in your basement. Water gets into the basement and you've got that one area kind of blocked off because you know moisture is going to get in there. You definitely don't want to have the photo albums and the keepsakes down there where that water's coming in. But what else is coming in with that moisture? Mold? Just degraded foundation. You've got cracks in the walls. Maybe they've expanded over the course of time. You're not 100% sure what you're looking at, which is why you call in an expert. That's why you call in Matt Hayes. Home Shield Foundation Repair is locally family owned. They are a company that you can trust. They've been doing these types of foundational services for decades. They are a strong company that you can rely on. Check out the reviews and put the trust of the foundation of your home into the hands of Home Shield Foundation Repair. 314-227-9636. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
In the last 20 years or so, have you all had buy a replacement refrigerator, washer, dryer, dishwasher after 20 years, 25 years, and then replace with a new one in the last year, like 1 or 2 or 3 years? I have. I had a refrigerator 9 years old, so I asked the appliance tech, do I need to get to real high-end stuff? And his response to me was, there's no difference in the very expensive stuff and to what you have right here. The only difference is they make them look different, and they all break the same way. The only difference being the high-end parts are extremely expensive. So if you need a furnace or an air conditioner or both, call me, Bart Inman. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600, or on the internet, bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
The economy takes a hit. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The head of the White House Economic Council, Kevin Hassett, says the government shutdown could strip about 1% from economic growth.
And their current estimate is that 60,000 Americans, not government workers, have lost their jobs because of the reduced economic output.
This as agencies work to get back pay out to federal workers as quickly as possible now that the shutdown has ended. Foster families visiting the White House for the president's signing of an executive order aimed at building on one of the first First Lady's initiatives.
I predict this small spark today will ignite a profound and lasting nationwide movement.
First Lady Melania Trump saying it will light a path for today's foster children to become tomorrow's builders.
And tomorrow's builders will foster the future of America's legacy.
The executive order directs federal agencies to establish the Fostering the Future program, aiming to help young people transitioning out of foster care with education and job training, in part through federal tax credit scholarships. An emotional hearing in California where many survivors of a deadly wildfire are still waiting for permits to rebuild.
Republican Senators Rick Scott and Ron Johnson holding a field hearing here in Pacific Palisades, talking about what went wrong during the Palisades fire and why rebuilding has been so slow. Now, today's hearing started off with an impassioned speech from reality star Spencer Pratt.
By the grace of God, my family survived, but 12 of the Palisades family were killed in the fire.
The hearing comes amid a congressional investigation into the Palisades fire, looking into what went wrong during the fire, any failures to prepare, and to identify opportunities for reform. It also underlined the slow recovery process.
Fox Business's Max Gordon in Pacific Palisades some 10 months after that tragedy. America is listening to Fox News.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
No complaints about our temperatures for this time of year. Partly sunny skies as we go through our Thursday afternoon. We'll peak out at about 65, and we don't drop very quickly for evening plans or overnight. Partly cloudy, 52 for the overnight low. Friday, mostly sunny and wonderful, 75. Only 60 for the low Friday night. Saturday, a high of 78. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ring.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, the main story of the day today is really dependent on where you get your news from. But we like to talk about what everybody's talking about. We know that there are conversations swirling surrounding the Epstein files and people suggesting that maybe the latest leak of information, I think it was on the Daily Mail is where I first saw it. The leak of information suggests that maybe there's some impropriety that wraps Donald Trump up. And I got to say, from what I've seen, I fail to see in any way, shape, or form how Donald Trump has been implicated in anything. Mike Johnson was talking about it here.
So, as you all noticed tonight, we, as soon as the discharge petition received the 218th signature, we brought it up on unanimous consent, and that would, as you know, make it. We get it through the process immediately. The Democrats, shockingly, opposed it. So it was a staggering level of hypocrisy. I think some of them regretted it, because within about a half hour of that, there was a lot of confusion, and some of them claimed that they did not object, but they did, and that's what happened on the floor. So we're going to put that on the floor for a full vote next week as soon as we get back. In the meantime, I'll remind everybody, the Oversight Committee has been working around the clock, even through the government shutdown, for maximum transparency and full disclosure, as we have all been for since the very beginning. There's now, by my count, I think it's around 50,000 pages of documents that have been released. There was another big tranche that came out today, another 20,000 pages. They have combed through the Epstein estate files, which I'll remind everyone was not even anticipated in the discharge petition, and that's been a treasure trove, because included in that was Epstein's own personal financial ledgers, his travel logs, and his daily calendar, and all sorts of other things. So that's going to continue. The subpoenas are being complied with, and more are on the way.
So that's Speaker Mike Johnson talking about the process. They got the 218th signature, which was the woman who was sworn in to take her deceased husband's spot in Congress. And Mike Johnson said, we will swear her in when you reopen the government. And he said he was following a Nancy Pelosi plan when he was doing that. I think when Nancy Pelosi held it back, it might have been like maybe a day when the government was shut down. But he followed that. As soon as the government was reopened, he swears in the woman in Arizona to fill that seat. And that was the 218th signature on the discharge petition. They're trying to get these Epstein files out in the open. So they say, okay, well, let's take a vote on this. And then there were people who objected to it who were part of the 218 that signed it.
A lot of Democrats.
So I guess you need to be in the political driver's seat in order for this information to be released. It's got to be able to be used for your political benefit. It's not just enough to be super transparent. The Republicans in the House and their oversight has been very diligently combing through documents, looking to release things. They have released things. He said 50,000 documents so far. More to come. If you're on the left, you're looking at this going, well, I don't trust the Republicans to do it, because if there's something in there that hurts Trump, they're gonna keep that back. But when the opportunity presents itself to release it all, they objected and said no.
I mean, listening to Mike Johnson talk there, we keep asking the question, what are the Epstein files? Well, that sounds like that. Going further than whatever they currently had and getting extra financial documents from his own ledger, subpoenaing people. That's what you want to see happen. And that sounds like what they're doing. So I'm not sure what the criticism is.
Well, it's not about transparency and truth. Maybe for both parties. I was going to say for the Democrats, but it may be for both parties. How does this become politically advantageous to whomever is a party to it? The more that the Democrats can slow drip this stuff out, and so there's always air quotes, new information that it's exactly the same thing that happened with the Russia collusion hoax, which is they made an allegation, and then every story that had anything to do with Russia, if you could put Russia and Trump anywhere juxtaposed in the same even sequence of stories, it just kept up the idea that Donald Trump was somehow or another nefariously involved with Russia and trying to subvert the United States and Americans who voted to send him there to do what was best for Russia, because Russia was going to do what was best for Donald Trump individually. So you created an allegation, you manifest an accusation, and then you just kind of feed it little by little. And then the people who wake up wanting to hate Donald Trump, they get a hit every day that they can last them for a while, because they've already predetermined Donald Trump's guilt in this instance.
It's true. I'm going to read a text here from our text line, 314-241-9797, if you want to text in the show. Or, of course, leave a comment on our YouTube page. We're live streaming always. But I've seen other comments on our YouTube, and this one kind of sums it all up. It says, why is the Trump administration fighting the release of all the Epstein files then? And I don't know that they currently are still fighting the release, but because it sounds like Mike Johnson's talking about releasing a lot. But why had they fought the release of all the Epstein files? If I had to answer that question, I would say, first of all, I'm not totally sure, and it is a good point. Why did they fight it? But I would say, based on what I know about Donald Trump, he fights everything. He just fights anything that he thinks is in opposition to him. And if I had to psychologically analyze it, I would say that's what he did here. And it may have been the absolute wrong move. because it didn't look good.
I just don't. I cannot take people seriously when their only concern about the Epstein files is whether or not Donald Trump is affiliated with him. Like, if Donald Trump's, if there was a way, and I don't think that there is a way for these folks to be told with 100% certainty that Donald Trump is fully innocent. But if there was a way to make that 100% completely clear, provably clear that Donald Trump is innocent. And up until this point, I think that's been the consistent thing here. Testimony, sworn testimony has vindicated him. Evidence has vindicated him. I mean, has he been in the same place as Jeffrey Epstein? He was. But, are these people screaming about Bill and Hillary Clinton? No. They're just not. They just don't care about that because there's not an advantage to airing out that laundry. And if the evidence isn't there to make me question Donald Trump's goings-on with Jeffrey Epstein, it really does just look like the butthurt people on the left who cannot get over their obsession with trying to bring Donald Trump down. They're really hurt. It's crazy because if you were saying that it was like a political plan, if we could just take Donald Trump down, then we could really get back to the business of governing. I don't even know what they want to do.
Yeah, I don't either.
Let's just say, for the sake of conversation, Donald Trump was impeached and removed in a bipartisan effort for whatever. What would you do then? What's next for the Democrat Party? I don't know. They had 4 years of Joe Biden. They meandered in the Green New Deal land of fantasy and didn't really materialize anything that didn't exist just to sustain government. They come up with policies and plans to grow government for the sake of surviving government. They want to expand the needs of the American government because they really do kind of worship it. There is a religious affiliation with, if you step aside and you think about it, if you don't have God, you do have a God. What is that God? I usually say if you don't worship the true God, you do worship a God. You've just made yourself your own God. And then you just do whatever serves you until you die. And that's a really, really sad way to live. But for those people who look at government as like the all-powerful being that should be all-knowing, should be present everywhere, and there's this constant need to feed that and to grow it and to increase its power over the people who it's supposed to serve, it can't serve the people and lord over them at the same time. It just really can't. And all I see from the left, the activist left, is big words like oligarchy and, just a visceral hatred for Donald Trump. That if that were to no longer exist for you to place those emotions, are you just now a happy person? Do you become satisfied? Will that satisfy your rage that you have that he simply exists? Does that become satisfactory that he's now out of the political picture? Are you cool with that? And now you're a happy, calm person? Or do you just rage about something else? Or do you rage about something that's not there anymore? I don't have the answer to that. I don't know what these people want. I don't know what would satisfy them. I don't know are they just communists? I mean, at the end of the day, is that really what we're coming down to? That at the end of the day, it's just like government is the be-all, end-all, and the answer to everything, which is just communism.
Yeah, it's just the answer to the question, who is your provider? Because if you're a Christian, you would say, well, God is. If you're religious at all, you'd say God is. I don't know that a non-religious person would say, well, government is my provider, but in action, that is what it is. You're saying, I want government to do more and more to provide for me.
Shelter me, feed me.
Protect me.
Care for me.
Yeah, everything that you can come up with.
Transport me.
The government is that thing because you're shaky. And everybody is. I'm not saying that this is just if you don't have God. Everybody is insecure. You need something to look to say, there's safety there. I'm going to go there. And when it's lacking in any other way, you turn to the government because they do have at least some limited power to provide those things for you. And you want it to grow.
I don't know. New York City is going to be a really interesting case study. Okay, you wanted this? You thought this was the best thing? Hold on tight. What's that going to look like from our perspective where we think it's like the stupidest thing you could do? And what is it going to look like from the perspective of those who thought that the Savior has come to New York City? It'll be wild to watch. Ethan, Sports and Local next. Don't go away. Welcome back to, I'm going to talk to you about the Diamond Shop real quick. And I wanted to encourage you to check out the Diamond Shop tonight. They've got a ladies' night, and you want to go. It's in Clayton. The Diamond Shop is a place to go for trusted care and concern for your jewelry needs. Now, it's a big investment, usually. If you're buying some fine jewelry, you want to make sure you're buying the top quality. You want to make sure that you are working with good people that you can trust. Are not taking advantage of you, of course. But the Diamond Shop, they have been doing this for over 100 years in St. Louis. They've been caring for families for generations in St. Louis. And I think it's really important when you go to a place like the Diamond Shop that you know if you're handing over that family heirloom to be cleaned, maybe to be reconfigured into something more usable, whatever it might be, that you're handing it over to hands you can absolutely trust. I went to this event last year, and I encourage you to go to the Girls' Night Out tonight. It's from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. They're located at 12 North Central Avenue in Clayton. You can join them 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. for a night of fun, delicious sips, unbeatable jewelry steals. You're not going to want to miss this. You can go online and just click on events at thediamondshop.net to learn more about this event. It's the Girls' Night Out tonight, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Diamond Shop in Clayton. Online at thediamondshop.net.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
With this season's drought and high temperatures, demand for new sprinkler system installs is at its peak. Even with a little rain in the forecast, now is the absolute best time to put a new system in place, setting you up for a healthier, greener lawn next year. Don't let your lawn go through another season looking the way it does today. Take control now, and you'll never have to worry about the damage heat and dry weather can cause again. Call 636-695-7800 or visit ProOutdoor.com to schedule your new system installation today.
The ACA Market Plan has just announced significant increases on their monthly premiums for 2026, with deductibles over $10,000. You can enroll with Greg Hammond's Freedom of Choice plans now. You don't have to wait. One of their plans lets you use any doctor, has 0 outpatient deductibles, and it's 30 to 60% lower than most Obamacare plans. Other options are full coverage PPOs with national networks, copays, and 100% annual preventative care. Also, there's no income disclosure required, so no potential tax penalties. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call Greg, and they'll provide all available options. Call 314-794-7784. That's 314-794-7784. Or go to greghammonds.com. That's greghammonds.com. He can custom design a plan managed and chosen by you, not the government. Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you can find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay, things people love.
Rooted in faith, grounded in family. This is the Annie Fry Show.
Hold up. Check it out.
Sports and local.
And now, an uncomfortable display of Ethan's manhood.
That's an awful one.
You know what's funny? I
hate that
uploaded
one.
some new ones. New, and there's a group of them that had run just once that had not made the rotation. That was one of those.
I was going to say, I don't even remember that one, really.
I didn't either.
I think I probably intentionally forgot about it.
Some of those didn't make the rotation early on purpose because we were easing back into them. Maybe the next few days you're going to hear some of those.
You wanna inform Annie about what it said?
Sports and local?
Sports and local, an uncomfortable display of Ethan's manhood.
Ew.
I know. It's uncomfortable.
No wonder you asked me to leave the room.
That is absolutely terrible.
Annie, you're going to want to stay out for this one.
Don't tell me twice.
Oh, well, guys, it is officially beginning. The talks, we had talked going into the offseason for the Cardinals that, there was a very good chance that there were going to be some guys traded, and those rumors are starting to float around a little bit. It has been reported that Brendan Donovan is one of the most sought-after hitters in baseball right now on the trade market. The Cardinals are also planning on trading guys like Nolan Arenado. They are looking into trading other guys like Sonny Gray as well. And there's a lot of demand right now for outfielders in baseball. So there's a lot of talk that Lars Nootbaar could be traded as well. So
who's untouchable?
For the Cardinals, I don't know if there is anyone on the major league roster right now that I would say is untouchable besides Mason Wynn, and that might be it. He might be the only one that I'm saying there is no offer out there that could convince me to trade away Mason Wynn.
Really?
And even then, I mean, if we really want to get
like,
into the hypotheticals, there
make
are
an offer,
offers out there, but realistically, Mason Wynn is the guy on the roster that I look at and I say it would make absolutely zero sense. Now, there's other guys, some prospects that I would have a very hard time trading, specifically J.J. Weatherholt and Liam Doyle are top two prospects in our system.
Is Liam Doyle that hothead from
From Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the 5th overall pick in the 2024 Major League
video
Draft.
clip of him that made. Have you seen this video?
No,
clip?
I don't know anything about it.
Made the rounds when I guess we drafted him. You said.
Mm-hmm.
He's like some guy calls timeout. I think does he have 2 strikes on him? Do you know which clip I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think he's got 2 strikes on him. Doyle's the pitcher.
Okay.
And this batter calls timeout, and Doyle just like stares him down like Mad Hungarian style, but it's 2025, so he just looks at him and he goes, "You're effed," but he doesn't say effed. Like as he's walking, he's just like, "Yeah, take your time out. Just prolong the inevitable here because I'm about to strike your butt out." And that's very censored. And then he strikes him out. So it's like, okay, we got some passion.
Liam Doyle, no doubt, wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Do you love that?
There is parts.
If he's on your team, you do.
There are parts about that you really like, and there's parts about it, especially if you were playing against him, that you do not like.
I don't care about the people who are playing against him. I want to know, so I'm sitting here thinking as a mom, let me ask you this. Would he be allowed to behave that way on a major league field at Busch Stadium?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
And also, to me, I'm thinking like these pro hitters, these all-star pro hitters are going to be like, "You're effed."
Naturally, there is going to be some maturing that will happen and eventually getting to the major league level. I imagine that some of that will probably be snuffed out, but simultaneously, you want guys to play with emotion. You want them to, show that passion, that fire. So I think that there is a healthy medium where perhaps some of the stuff that was okay for college baseball that probably wouldn't fly in the majors.
It also only flies if you're as good at that level and in
absolutely.
the show as you were in college. You go into the minors or whatever, and it's the pitching caliber in the minors versus the majors and stuff. Like you see these pitchers who go and they just do work in the minors and then they come face the pro hitters.
That's why Bryce Harper got away with it. Because he was
he
good
could
enough
back it up.
to back it up.
Juan
Manny
Soto,
Ramirez, too.
Juan Soto's one of the more recent ones that I can think of, too, that every single pitch that he would take, I mean, he's, grabbing his crotch and, looking at the pitcher, and he's like, it's all head games, and he doesn't do that anymore. He did that as a rookie in 2019.
It was so obnoxious.
It was super obnoxious, and there was actually an encounter with Miles Michaelis back then in the postseason, which was
Patrick
very
Riley
entertaining.
comments on our YouTube live and says Doyle is very, quote, enthusiastic.
Yep, that's the way to put it.
Would you put Chris Carpenter, Cardinals legend, in that category as a very emotionally driven pitcher?
I'd put Bob Gibson in that category.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm talking more recent, though.
But I
Not in the wearing it on your sleeve, though.
The amount that you have to 100% of the time back up looking at a hitter and going, you're effed, is 100%. You don't ever get to make a mistake, and these guys are going to it's the best of the pitchers versus the best of the hitters that the face of the planet has. He's not going to win those. So, you can't come in with that. You can come in with the attitude, but it's got to look a little different. And then he's a pitcher for the Cardinals for 3 years, and he's our ace, and then he can
Everybody
be Chris
loves
Carpenter.
him.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Those guys were intimidating, though. This is a little bit different. They were not doing the same things as Liam Doyle has been doing. Those guys were feared because of how intimidating they were.
Liam Doyle is an interesting baseball name.
I like it.
You're for it?
Excited
I'm for Liam Doyle.
You're just
the
scared
Doyle
of
man.
him.
Oh,
You're
I'm
just terrified.
I'm not afraid of Liam
You're
Doyle
afraid
unless
of
we
walking
meet in an
into him
alley.
at Schnucks somewhere.
Oh, yeah. If we met in Schnucks, I'd be totally terrified.
In the clearance food aisle. You'd be
Yeah.
like, is this a people food?
Every time I walk through the aisle at any grocery store, I'm looking around going, are there any future Cardinals pitchers in here? Because if so, I am not going to walk up to them.
Mason Wynn is safe. As safe as it gets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're not trading.
But
Mason
anybody
Wynn.
else?
There's a couple of guys that I think. I mean, I would be absolutely shocked if they traded. But in large part, as far as who are the untouchables, that's a much smaller list, I think, because I think Chaim Bloom's going to be very creative. I mean, Alec Burleson just won a Silver Slugger a couple of days ago, and I would say that I wouldn't be surprised if he was traded. I mean, that's kind of where they're at right now. Do
you think that the Cardinals will sign anybody big?
I would be surprised if it happens this offseason, because I don't think that they are going to be ready to compete for the postseason this year.
Is that because you don't think the big players would want to come here?
No, I don't think that management is going to be ready to lay down the money that it's going to take to bring someone like that here.
Yay.
So the big off-season addition is Chaim Bloom. I mean, that's pretty much what it is, right?
Well, as far as free agency goes, but, who knows what some of these guys could get you in return.
Just buy the players like the Dodgers.
Yeah. Just buy the Dodgers.
Just buy the Dodgers.
Move them here. Swap.
Now we're really getting somewhere. Now we are.
I did
really
offer up
cooking.
the Rams money, settlement money, and the St. Louis Arch for Shohei Ohtani. Don't take me up on that.
I'm disappointed they didn't take your offer.
I thought it was a good one.
I
That
did
was
too.
fair.
I think you put it all on the line.
We did.
St. Louis City officials are eyeing several large sites in the city, including the Armory, to house families displaced by the May 16th tornado. The
Armory?
The Armory.
They want people going down slides.
The city is preparing to open mass shelters to accommodate the hundreds of families still displaced, with some shelters large enough to house up to 1,000 people.
Do we know where they're staying right now?
No idea.
No.
That's wild.
There are multiple sites being discussed. I just mentioned the Armory. The AT&T Tower is another one that's been discussed. However, no final deals have been made yet. City officials have emphasized the urgency of finalizing plans as winter is approaching, aiming now to open up new shelters by December 1st.
They should open up the AT&T Tower for the coolest game of hide and seek you've ever played with prize money. What's it like to he should do that. What's it like to be in a skyscraper? Isn't it entirely empty?
The AT&T Tower?
I think it's
I don't
completely
know.
vacant.
I don't know.
That's
I'd
so
play
sad
roller
if
hockey
that's
in there or
true.
something with you, though, if you want.
Oh, no. I'd beat you, though.
Not if you're playing from the girls' team. In our roller hockey game.
Yeah, I know how you're really big in the crusade to keep girls out of guy sports. Go on.
Roller hockey's fine. I'm okay with that.
So the IM 837 members did vote on Boeing's latest contract offer today. It has been reported that the strike has come to an end. I haven't seen that anywhere personally, but I am hearing that the strike has come to an end. So I don't know what Sports and Local is going to consist of anymore, because there goes all my content.
Exactly.
No, if it does indeed end, that would be great for obviously all involved and for St. Louis as well.
All right. Well, thank you, Sports and Local. I will not repeat the name of this one today. I had to leave the room for it.
I appreciate that.
When we come back, we're going to do Annie, Are You Okay? on a Thursday afternoon. Trisha's coming in, so we will see her here shortly. The YouTube live chat poll, do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? Yes, no, or there's no affordability issue. You go to the Andy Fry YouTube channel, you can vote. You can even leave a comment and tell us why you voted the way you did. We'll highlight some of those. You can text us your thoughts on it as well. 314-241-9797. We'll be right back.
Made for water. Ran her for years till the transom got rotten. A piece of my childhood that'll never be forgotten. It was just an old plywood boat.
RetirementKey.com. Have you connected yet with Thomas Helbig, Bob Kershaw, Tammy Kershaw? Well, if you haven't, I want to talk to you specifically, folks, who are very close to retirement. You're right there on the doorstep. You know that it's around the corner. You probably got that little pit in your stomach that's saying, gosh, did we do enough? Do we have enough? Can we do what we want in retirement? Well, when you call 314-993-9494, 314-993-9494, you can get those questions answered by Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw and Tammy Kershaw. If you're nearing retirement and you're wondering how long your money is going to last, if you're worried about losing that nest egg that you've worked so hard to build up, the next time the market corrects itself, you need to make sure that you are protected from all of that and that you have the answers that give you the peace of mind that you need to have a worry-free retirement. Come in for that free retirement review. You're going to get a copy of their latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Partner with the Retirement Advisory Group, who for 4 decades has been advising folks exactly like you. 314-993-9494, retirementkey.com.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade.
Dana Carvey.
Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Mark Cox here for the Range St. Louis West. Right now, they're giving away a free basic handgun skills class. All you have to do is register for your chance to win. TheRangeSTL.com/971. I've taken this class. It's ideal for beginners. They have expert instruction. It's available in a women's only class if that's what you're interested in. The normal cost is $135. You can win the class right now at TheRangeSTL.com/971.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
The YouTube live chat poll today is, do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? We've been talking about this all day. A couple comments here. I'd like to pull up one from Colonel Ripper. Says, Trump, like other wealthy people, generally does not fully grasp the affordability issue, in my opinion. What do you think? We'll give you the results of this poll, and we have no idea, at least I have no idea, how this one's going to end. So stick around for another 20 minutes. We'll give you the results before the end of the show. 2:35. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Freedom has a frequency. 97.1 FM Talk.
97.1 FM Talk.
St. Louis Conservative.
And now it's time to play Is Annie Okay With This?
Oh, Trisha in the house with us.
Heyo.
Heyo, Trisha.
Hey,
You
hi,
don't
Annie
look
and
a
Drew.
day older
Thanks.
than Tuesday.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a good birthday.
Happy birthday yesterday.
Thank you. I woke up a little bit older, but with a lot of gratitude. I'm super thankful and feel really good. So,
What did Ryan give you for your birthday?
I don't know.
Sushi tomorrow.
Yeah,
that
on
was
Friday
the
when I
plan.
work from home.
Oh, shoot.
Oh man,
Monday.
genius.
That's a
All
classic.
right,
Yeah, it
Sushi
is.
Monday. I'll hold
Great.
you to that.
Where's the
You're not off
sushi come
Monday, right?
from?
Either Schnucks or Sushi Eye, which are both close to here.
Okay.
So
Better
it's
than
up-
a gas
It's up to
station.
Trisha. Well, you can, if you want a gas station sushi, I'll
Nah,
buy
I'm
it.
good.
But
Made tomorrow.
Did you do anything special for your birthday?
No, we were gonna do the Polar Express. I was a little bit afraid to put Lil Butt on there. I thought he might have a meltdown and we couldn't get out. So we're gonna wait and do that next year. We just went
Aw.
out to dinner and hung out. It was a nice evening. Calm.
How old is he?
16 months this week.
Do you have reason to believe that he would freak out on the Polar Express, or like
He's-
for him in particular, it's just like
He's very much at that age where he will sit still in like a restaurant or any situation for about 4 minutes, and that's it. And
Yeah.
then
and that's a
it's-
consistent
yes.
thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
so you know your kid.
Yeah.
We went last night.
How was it?
Amazing.
Yeah,
What
I'm
time did you
really
go?
excited.
6.
oh, we went right after you then.
Oh, I went earlier to avoid you.
We went after you to try to see you because
They were just chasing you around.
I was
Yeah.
probably on the Ferris wheel while you were
you might have been
pulling out of the
that
station.
That little like carnival park that's become.
If you are thinking about going to the Polar Express and you can swing it, you need to go. It is a inject it into my veins holiday kickoff experience. So if you know your kid is going to be like a hostage on a train, maybe don't.
That was our fear. We're going to do it next year. I've heard great things.
You'll love it. You should still go down and do the other things. You don't have to do the train.
The swings there are awesome.
They're kind of
They're a little bit
bossy.
Yeah, they're a new version of swings that
Yeah.
I've never ridden, where they kind of go. They have kind of a swoon to them.
It's not just in circles.
No.
They go up and they go down.
It's pretty cool, actually.
That sounds cool.
All right. Annie, are you okay?
All right. Speaking of cool, Bigfoot researchers say Sasquatch possibly seen near Penn State.
No.
According to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, there's
What?
been
Is that acronym?
a BFRO.
Barfo.
Fro.
Barfo.
Barfo. There's been a recent sighting near Penn State's main campus in Pennsylvania. Barfo is calling it a Class B sighting.
Class B?
Multiple.
Is that like the highest class in
I think A would
Club
be
Barfo?
I think
know.
A would be the highest.
Class A, and there's double A, there's triple A, and they're all higher.
Talking
B
about
is not that great.
Beers, bras, or batteries?
Talking about Bigfoot. Not talking about Bigfoot bra. What would you do if you did see that, though? I think that
I
was
bet
a
it'd be a
Bigfoot.
big bra.
And that thing was wearing lingerie.
Massive bra.
Yeah. What kind of sighting was it? It's probably a D.
Triple D, according to Barfo.
Barfo has a rating for the size of Bigfoot chests only. It's a very narrow niche group.
I think we need to get a closer look. Oh, it's definitely a triple.
Do you have any pictures?
Trisha?
Well, multiple witnesses, no pictures, claim to have seen the tall, dark figure crossing the road.
Wait, what?
Yes, it was a tall, dark figure across the road. Here's a quote.
Multiple figures saw it.
No, multiple witnesses saw the figure.
What did he do when he got to the other side?
Just like went into the woods.
Oh.
Okay, it
Talk to
crossed
the
in
chicken?
front of the car, but I could still see some portions of the head above the car in front, the witness writes. It was a Subaru. I thought for sure there was going...
It was a
Subaru. I thought for sure there was
Oh.
going to be an impact, but it continued past the car towards the guardrail and whoop, right on over.
I like how we're doing this conversation. There's a heavy discussion in the YouTube chat about whether Trump is guilty in the Epstein files, but go on.
My question to you, Annie, is are you okay with Subarus?
You drive whatever you want. You fly that flag high.
That's a great question.
Thank you so much.
This is a real honest question. Is there like a thing about Subarus? Like,
I
is there
don't know.
something that is like, I know what a Tesla offers is
It's
something
a Jeep
different.
thing.
Jeeps have a thing?
I don't know that there's a Subaru thing.
I know there's a
think there
stereotype.
I
Is
think
there?
there's a
Yes.
little bit of like a crunchy granola,
Yes.
like I mountain
That's
bike.
what I was thinking
Really?
was granola.
But I'm not talking about the stereotype that goes along with the driver of the car. Is there anything special about a Subaru?
Love.
Okay.
It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
It's true.
Oh my gosh. Cha-ching. Send Ethan this check, please.
Ethan's like, I love Subaru. Subaru.
Say it 3 times, it'll appear in the mirror.
Okay, so Timothy comments on the YouTube chat, Subaru is considered one of the safest cars on the road. I would think that is a selling point. That's what I was asking.
Thanks, Timothy.
Oh, thank you. Now we know. What's the safety rating on that car in that Bigfoot story? We need to know.
I don't have a problem with Subarus or their drivers.
Cool. AI-generated country song hits #1 on Billboard chart.
Oh, boy.
For the first time in music history, an AI-generated song has reached #1 on a Billboard chart. Ethan, will you play that, please?
This is it.
Been beat down, but I don't stay low.
This is not a real person.
Got mud on my jeans.
This track is titled Walk My Walk by a virtual artist known as Breaking Rust, and it is on top of Billboard's country digital song sales this week. The song first appeared on Instagram in mid-October, accompanied by AI-generated videos of lone cowboys and open highways.
But I ain't never been one to live in the past. I keep moving forward,
I hate
never
it.
looking back.
Annie, are you okay with this song?
I can very openly and honestly say if I just heard it, I could judge it on the merits of it being a song. But the second I hear that this is not a real person, I'm disinterested completely.
Mm-hmm.
What if this was on the radio and you didn't know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I just came across it and it was playing and I didn't know it was an AI voice, I might like it.
Oh, that's pretty catchy to me.
I'm just wondering if this is the future. Are we going to hear stuff on the radio and not know that it's
100%.
How do you?
It's
It's
happening. It's the present.
right now?
How do
It's
you
happening right now.
How do you experience this music? How do you go to a concert from a fake artist?
It'd be like going to a Fatboy Slim concert. He just goes up there and presses buttons. I mean, that's really what.
I don't have any context, but
I don't either. But poor Fatboy Slim.
I like Fatboy Slim. I'm
take
just
a
saying, his
shot.
concerts were
Yeah, you can really tell.
a little underwhelming.
Have you been to a Fatboy Slim concert?
I've watched him I've watched the video and I was like, not going to that. He was all electronic. He just button.
Is he fat or is he slim?
He's slim. But
He's a girl.
What?
Okay.
Oh my god.
No,
So
I don't.
confusing.
I just don't know how you. It's not a performance. It's just a song. I don't
There's
know.
nothing in it that attracts you to art because it's all fake.
And it's like an algorithm of stereotypes of country people and well, guys are singing like this.
What's amazing is this is the way I felt about country already.
Oh, you're rude. That's how I feel about you.
Dang it.
And now it's time to play.
There we go.
Man spends $560,000 on hyaluronic acid injections to develop fake 8-pack abs.
Ryan.
A Chinese influencer.
Show the people.
All right.
see it.
Show
Let's
the
see it.
people.
I'm sitting over here. Stop it, guys.
I'm not really going to do it.
A Chinese influencer.
Where do you put your 8-pack?
I don't have an 8-pack. That's the fallacy. Got a 6-pack. And it is hardcore. You ever seen one of those St. Louis City soccer players' bellies? That's what mine looks like.
Nobody has ever referred to them as bellies until now.
Look at their tummies.
Look at those boys' tummies who are playing the
Their
game.
tum-tums. Don't ever say that again.
Sloshing around.
On air or off. A Chinese influencer revealed that 20% of his body now contains hyaluronic acid with injections to his shoulders, collarbones, chest, and abdomen.
But does he look good?
He looks all right. He's got an 8-pack. Despite warnings from experts about potential long-term consequences, he plans
Who cares
to
about
continue.
those? He plans to
He's
continue.
got a goal of 10,000 injections. That seems extreme. While some view him as an inspiration for his unconventional approach to fitness,
What would he
others-
possibly inspire you to do?
What?
What could she said people look at him like he's an inspiration.
Oh, he's an inspiration toward people who want to become superheroes by injecting themselves with acid. Because I think that's where this goes.
Hyaluronic acid.
You know, normally there's an origin story and it takes place quickly. His is just very slow.
He's gonna be an
Eventually,
Avenger?
he'll be radioactive and be able to shoot stuff out of his hands and have a 6-pack.
Or out of his 8-pack.
Yeah.
Other people are questioning the sustainability
It's like Rainbow Bright.
and health implications.
Care Bears. It's on their bellies.
Go on. Sorry, Trisha.
Are you okay with 8-packs?
Sure. I have no problem with the dad bod. Live a little.
What about a hot bod, though? You good with that?
A hot bod?
Yeah.
You
8-pack.
approval?
I'm not unapproving of it. I just
Like a little hot bod?
This is a good X's and Y's question. Since we've got 2 girls in here and 2 boys, I'm going to interject an X's and Y's segment inside this Annie, are you okay segment. But when it comes to being attracted to, it's hard, we're all married, but Trisha, if you see a man who is like our age, and I'm a little older than you, but if you saw a man who's our age and they are like just totally jacked beyond jacked, I'm wondering what they're not doing while they're spending their time.
Yeah,
in the
I mean,
gym.
are we talking just like good shape jacked? Or are we talking
No,
like...
I'm not talking fit. I'm talking like
bodybuilding.
8-pack.
Yeah.
Like missing their daughter's recital hot.
Yeah. No, too far.
It's not unattractive. I'm just thinking like that was a choice that you made. And it's a very visible choice that one makes. I don't know that it goes the other way for men who are looking at, I mean, women definitely, there's definitely, and there should be 100% an effort for women to lift and to strength build as opposed to just cardio all the time.
Yep.
I feel like men who want to build their bodies, this is an objective comment. I think society probably judges men who are doing bodybuilding more as an effort and vanity than they would women at the same age.
Yeah, but I think that there's a point in women's bodybuilding where it becomes so obvious that all of the effort has been put there that I think the same thing almost happens where you get judged for it.
How do you, Ryan, this is a serious question. I know there's no possible way on the face of this green earth that you're going to answer it seriously. But if you see a man who is your age, mid-50s, and they are
That's
jacked.
That's a joke in there.
Almost 60.
And they're jacked beyond jacked. And you're like in proximity of them. Like maybe you guys are kids on the same soccer team or something. Like you're just like living side by side lives. But he's crazy jacked. Does it intimidate you all? Does it affect you at all?
No, because you just walk around. So
Here we go.
They pose a little bit, and you can tell that they're sitting a certain way. You know, you can see kind of their muscles if they sit like this. You just do the same thing. You just sit that same
Just
way.
mirror them.
Whatever they're doing, you do it too, and you
then what
show the
happens?
world. Well, there's a gap.
Well,
there's a gap.
I was.
Well, I was. There's a gap between.
They're posing on the ladder.
People would make fun of me when I was in college because I would only date just the most unbelievable hot women.
He said
And
without a straight face.
Yeah, and that's the end of that story.
Ethan, you're younger, so I would imagine that you have peers who are able to spend a lot of their free time in the gym and just work out or whatever. And you're fit. So how do you feel like at your age in your mid-20s? I mean, I would assume they're still like trying to get the girl, maybe. So the effort is a little bit different, and the purpose, the intent is a little bit different in their 20s as in Ryan's 50s.
Yeah, I would say so.
Well,
I mean,
I was.
The funniest commercial we have. I'm sorry, Trisha. We support our supporters. Does it matter to you? Do you look at other guys who are spending a lot of time in the gym? Does it affect you at all?
No, I think that I think it's good to have a desire to take care of yourself, to want to look good. But I guess what you're doing it for, sometimes you can get a little bit of an idea based on how much someone is doing it. And sometimes then I think it becomes is there an insecurity here going on? Or is this...
Or if
yeah.
all of their conversations are surrounded by CrossFit. You ever done CrossFit, Ryan?
No, we don't. In fact, the rule is if you're in it, it's like Fight Club. So you don't talk about it.
So naturally, you don't do it at all.
Naturally, I don't talk about it or do it.
That would explain your 8-pack.
Yeah.
The YouTube live chat poll results when we come back. Do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? We'll be right back.
My truth, I live my way. Ain't nobody gonna take my say. This road's been rough, but I learned the trade is sweat, soul, and dues I paid. You can kick.
TheDiamondShop.net. Tonight is Ladies' Night, and I encourage you to visit them in Clayton. You will be so excited to see some of the amazing events that they have going on at this Sip and Shop event. Girls' Night Out from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. tonight at the Diamond Shop. They're located at 12 North Central Avenue in Clayton, and it's from 5:30 to 7:30, a night of fun, delicious sips, unbeatable jewelry steals you're not going to want to miss. You can go to thediamondshop.net/events to learn more about Girls' Night Out this evening. For your Christmas purchases, your holiday purchases, even if you're thinking a little bit forward to maybe February, a Valentine's Day, an anniversary that's coming up, they have 6 months, same as cash financing. They do custom jewelry and watch repair, appraisals. They even buy gold as well. Learn everything you need to know about the Diamond Shop, located in Clayton. They've been serving St. Louis since 1910, online at thediamondshop.net.
Let's show our appreciation for local heroes. Mark Cox here. Nominate a first responder and their department could get lunch from Grill Master Tony's. I'll personally deliver it. Share their story at 971talk.com. Nominate them today.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
If you're thinking about replacing your windows before winter hits, which is smart, don't keep making the same mistake. Stop replacing your failing vinyl windows on your home now with more vinyl. Lakeside Renovation and Design will install Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows. They're built to last, they're energy efficient, plus they look stunning, and they're custom built for your home. Installed by Lakeside's expert team, and they're going to offer a lifetime workmanship warranty. If you're ready to upgrade your windows once and for all, you need to visit windowsbylakeside.com. Schedule your free consultation today.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Wrapping up here with the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll, which I just threw my paper away. The question asks, do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? Yes, no, or there's no affordability issue. Ryan?
100% that I believe that he does. I get the criticism that people say, well, yeah, but he's been rich his whole life, so maybe he's a little bit detached. Maybe he's never struggled that same way. I still think that he gets it and that he's working toward a better life for Americans in that way. Affordability.
What about you, Ethan?
I would say yes. I mean, everything that he has done, it feels like, or just about everything he has done has been to benefit the people, to try and put more money back in their pockets. So, may have never had to struggle through it personally, but I think that, his policy in large part has really backed that.
Well, I think what Donald Trump understands is that America is great because of its people, not because of its government, the size of its government. Empower the people, and America will thrive, and people like Donald Trump can thrive when America thrives. So I would say absolutely yes. Results, Ethan, you got it for us?
228 votes. Do you believe President Trump understands the affordability issues Americans are facing? 68% say yes, 29% say no, 2% say there's no affordability issue.
Oh, the lucky 2%. It's twice as big as it used to be before. Mark Reardon coming up next.
Have you set your appointment up yet to have your furnace checked to make sure you are good and ready to go for this winter? It's really, really a great idea to have it done for your own peace of mind and for your safety also. Definitely check your furnace before you use it. You can go to my website. It's bartinman.com, and we'll have pictures up of what we've seen and what we've seen and found that the homeowners had no clue that this danger existed. Most have no idea what I'm talking about now, but if you went to the website, if you're not going to have me come out or another company come out and check, then you'll know what to look for on your furnace and hot water heater also. So my number, again, it's Bart Inman. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The easiest number, 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com, Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
TheDidimoreGroup.com. That's the website. If you're looking to do a little real estate transaction, maybe a big one, are you looking to sell your home? If you're looking to buy a home, either way, the Didimore Group is there to help you. 618-531-4652. That's 618-531-4652. That's a direct line to Tammy Didimore of the Didimore Group. She's got an excellent team that makes them be the number one office in the number one team in the number one office in the Metro East. Pair up with Tammy, Zach, Pat, Abby, and Trisha at the Didimore Group, and you will be leaning on the expertise of people who thoroughly, extensively understand the markets that they are helping people exactly like you buy homes in and sell homes in. If you're looking to prepare your home for sale, you want to connect with somebody who's going to give you honesty, who's going to be kind, who's going to help you sell for top dollar in a speedy timeline. That's the Didimore Group. 618-531-4652, thedidimoregroup.com.
Surprise!
Surprise!